I would love to have an immune spell. I am immune to all piercing damage now.
Oh, no, you just got to be paladin for a little while. Can you do that? You become immune.
Real quick.
Up to 3 questions that can be answered with a yes or no. Sorry.
Yes. All right. So you sit down with the brain jar and do this. Well, you hear in your head in the very Alan Rickman type voice. Yes.
Will the thing inside this box cause damage if the box is opened?
They profine freeze.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
You rang. Oh,
Hello?
there you are. I lost you there for a second. I lost you there for a second. All right.
Oh yes, the preserved hamburger. I see it at the bottom.
Oh, he's hiccuping again.
Uh-oh.
Real quick, Ilvok, do you want this Fantasy Cosmopolitan and a spaceship magazine?
No.
I think we were gonna leave that in the bathroom for guests to read while they were using our restroom.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Sorry, we're just getting
I think I'm having some Starlink hiccups. I keep saying the Alan Rickman thing and then it stops, so I don't know what you're asking.
Maybe Starlink has an issue with you saying bad stuff about Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman, yeah.
Don't. Yeah, I understand that. I'm not saying bad things about Alan Rickman. Who would dare to do that?
Maybe they don't like you saying good things about Alan Rickman.
All right.
Alan Rickman, you don't discuss Alan Rickman.
Will the thing in this box cause harm if the box is opened?
It is a package, and yes, it will.
Uh-oh.
Is whatever's inside this box valuable? Is the package valuable? Is there a way to keep the package from causing harm?
That's not a yes or no answer.
Oh, you're right.
Actually, it is. Yeah, you could just say yes or no.
It doesn't tell us what's the way, it says save it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Nick just said, is there a way?
I'd be like, yes. Yes, there's a way. There you go. That's your 3 questions.
Cool. I could have maybe done that better, but that's fine. We do know that whatever's in here could be harmful, but it's valuable, and there might be a way to keep it from being harmful.
Mm-hmm. Do we think this is something we need to keep, and is it worth dealing with? Like, is this a problem we're just making for ourselves, or is this an object that we need to go further, or is it so valuable that we're shooting ourselves in the foot by getting rid of it?
We could leave it in the box of gold, and then if people try to rob us, and then they try to open this, they'll kill themselves.
Just write open me first on it.
Yeah.
Just write secret stash, do not open on it. You know that every curious adventurer is going to try to pop that thing open without checking.
Yeah, they could do a detect traps. They wouldn't find any traps because there are no traps in the package. You just don't open that package.
It's not a trap, no.
They wouldn't detect magic either. They'd probably just give us money.
Right.
Well, wait, hold on. Are we talking about the spell detect traps? Because you're a cleric, you can cast that, right?
Yeah, but I don't think I have it.
Correct.
Oh, well, I mean, no, you do have it. You're a cleric.
Well, yeah, you have all the spells.
Yeah, you have all cleric spells.
Yeah. Assuming we had a long night's rest and we said we're going to pop open some of this crap tomorrow, you could probably theoretically load it.
Well,
I just wanted to say that the first question about the damage, it sounds like the answer could be something like, yes, it could cause damage because it's a very powerful weapon that could cause damage.
Maybe.
Not that it actually was a trap that could cause damage.
That is also possible. I was trying to be vague to make them yes or no questions, but I think I might have gone a little too vague.
Yeah.
My bad.
You left much room for a clever DM to wiggle his way through the answers.
Now,
you got a genie in the
actually, you can cast that. Yeah, you can ask it again. I'm going to roll D100 every time you ask it. If I roll a 1, it dies, and I add 1 point to the brain each time you do. So the more you use it, the more likely it is to die. You can, of course, ask it next time and just ask better questions.
No. Does anyone else want to try to commune with the brain?
Who's good at asking questions?
I mean, I can ask questions, but I think the last question that Nick asked kind of gave us a big answer here. Is there a way to safely open the package? The answer was yes. Now we're done.
Didn't ask that.
No, it was, is there a way to keep the harm from happening, more or less?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
That could almost be by not opening the package.
Yeah,
could be.
Don't open the package. Yeah. You want me to give it a shot?
Sure.
Are you going to cast detect traps, or are you going to cast commune?
I'll cast commune.
Okay. Okay, here I am again.
Okay, real quick, also for everybody, I'm just going to quickly go ahead and make a separate loot sheet where I'm going to delete things that I've already accounted for, or maybe that we've gotten rid of a long time ago. But you can all see what it looks like before today's date. I'm keeping the original loot sheet for tracking purposes.
Okay.
And then I'm going to account all the money into a single, like just the hard cold cash. I'm assuming that we've already divvied up.
No, actually, the money is, the divvying up are just items, right? So there's not, I think there's very little to sell that you guys have.
Yeah, we only have a couple of lectin pieces, which I believe I've already accounted for, and there's some listings in here of like we have copper, silver. I'm like, we would have already accounted for that, so that I'm all just getting rid of.
Yeah, I thought we divided up most of the stuff. There was just like a few items that we were confused
there's like
about.
The jewelry and gems you divided up, but then there's also like money, I think.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete things that I know are gone for sure because we wouldn't have them. Does anybody need a great sword?
Yeah. I thought we got rid of everything.
Yeah, we went through and got rid of almost everything. I think that we.
There's a couple things in here that I'm seeing that we haven't rid of. Haziron has a great sword, and I don't know who that is.
No, I don't know. What is a great sword?
Haziron?
Yeah.
Who?
Are you looking at the right thing?
Yeah.
What a dragon! 10,000 GP greatsword.
What?
What line?
Oh, you're all the way back.
5. Did you guys post a new loot sheet?
Yeah, you know.
Hello?
He's gone.
He's gone.
Basically, the part of the loot sheet that we fully organized was just the stuff that we got in the Barrier Peaks underground place.
Yeah, we don't really care about the other stuff.
I think the Starlink isn't going to work because I keep cutting out.
From Travels and Cape. Okay. I'm gonna ignore me then. I'm just gonna go through and just delete a few things up here, and then I'm gonna go down and just make sure
do the list of the last dungeon, not that other thing, because that big greatsword. who was the one that got that again?
I'm pretty sure Lesric, and then ran, and he's
Yeah,
he was
Lesric got it.
gone, so.
Yeah,
Got it.
and then he
Okay.
left.
I'm just gonna skip this above
And,
part.
yeah.
I'm just gonna quickly make a line of questions so I can keep track of this.
Alrighty.
I think all that stuff people took what they got. I would
Yeah.
hope by now, and if you didn't, well, then it's your own fault.
Yeah, you probably missed out. So you cast Commune. What's the first question you're going to ask to Alan Rickman?
Oh, Alan Rickman. If I open this package without any preparation, will I be harmed?
Yes.
Okay, second question. Is there anyone in our party with their current knowledge and abilities that could safely open this package?
No.
Would we be able to obtain the skills needed to open this package ourselves?
Yes.
Okay. So we can't open it right now. No one in our party can open it right now, but we can somehow find a way to open this package eventually.
Interesting.
You could, yeah.
So
if you cast detect traps on there, yes, it is very trapped. It's really, really, really trapped. Like it's really, really trapped.
Well, then I'd say let's not touch it
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah. Let's put it in our gold stash that we can't take with us, and just write a note that says, "Secret box, do not open."
Honestly, that's just the best way to do it.
Yeah, kind of.
Or put it on top of our gold and say secret box will open other chest, open right away.
All right.
Yeah, basically.
I'm off Starlink because I keep dropping out. I must use something to make a steady stream, or else it's not gonna work.
That damn Elon Musk.
All right. What are you doing?
I think we're just going to take the
Open.
package. We're just going to take the package and we're going to put it in with our gold.
Okay.
With a note that says open first.
Yeah.
No, that's right. Oh, do not open on there, because otherwise they won't open it. You gotta think
Oh.
in
Do you
reverse
want them to open it?
psychology. You gotta think in reverse psychology, people.
Well, if they've come to steal our gold, then the hope is whatever's in there would kill them immediately and save our gold.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you write on top of
Okay.
it, do not. Actually, no. You write on top of the box of gold, do not open, and then you write on top of the little black box, it's do not open.
Help.
Oh, that's even. Geez, you get an evil genius award. Do you have inspiration? If you don't, that's perfect.
The inspiration. I don't think I have any right now.
Okay.
Maybe it's a. How big is it?
It's about a foot by. It's like a square. It's a foot by a foot, and then half a foot thick.
Oh.
It's kind of like I don't know, like a little mail package.
I was just thinking how funny it would be if it was big enough, or maybe if it was like like kind of a bag of holding where what came out was the body to the brain in a jar, and so then it was a giant brain in a jar that started to take over the world.
Yeah.
I just saw this thing with
I just
and the brain.
I just totally ruined Pep's entire campaign now. No.
No.
Hey, real quick, I'm also going to add a bag of holding column, because even though theoretically my holding is plus 500 right now, I just want to keep track of like what I'm actually holding.
Yes, that's good because I need to know that. And it would be great if at the end of the session today I'd know that. Just
Yes,
moving
I'll try
forward.
to get this done right
Speaking
now
of-
as we're kind of petering along.
Speaking of moving forward, what do you guys want to do?
Oh, that reminds me. I need to account for the gold.
The two closest places near you guys is a little town and a slightly larger town. One's called Saraconic. Yeah.
Is there anything like a post office?
No.
Okay.
Not where you are right now.
In a town, in a quiet village. Now I'm thinking of Beauty and the Beast, guys.
I need to go.
Yeah, there's like 50.
someplace where I
There's
can
like
buy
50
some-
people that live here.
I need to go someplace
It's
where I can
very
buy
small.
magic items. I need another staff.
Oh, speaking of magic items, right? So you guys were putting in orders with the smith guy here. Now,
Yes,
the smith guy is very skilled. He can make up to +2. He will make it for you. Absolutely. He doesn't have a lot of people bothering him to make him stuff, but he would totally do that because you guys are awesome. That said, it takes some time to make this stuff, right? So it's not like, you wait a week and it's done. There's a +2 greatsword. It doesn't work that way. It takes +2 greatsword would take a very long time. Lesser magic items are faster. So whatever you do order and want from him, okay. Just whatever is down lower on the list, you're not going to get that right away. But eventually you will.
Primary for me is I need armor, so I'm ordering +1, whatever it is, chain shirt or whatever it is, the top medium armor that I can get without requiring disadvantage on stealth, which is where's the adventure gear column? I'm getting breastplate. I'm getting breastplate, +1 breastplate, because that'll bring my AC back up to 20. And I've already done the math on how much that'll cost to get it. So that's like
who ended up having. I don't know. I don't remember who had it, but you guys had an adamantium chest plate.
I don't think we actually kept it. Or
okay.
I think it was the
Or Vanya walked off with it.
We might
I'm
have
I'm pretty sure Vanya walked off with it.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. He has a standard steel chest plate, and he will enchant that for you. It'll take approximately 3 weeks.
Okay, so we're here for 3 weeks then. And then can he also paint it black for me?
He gives it like a little eye roll, and it's like, kids these days. Yeah.
And
okay. So he can put like a dark parkerization on there, which is kind of like an acid etching over the whole thing, and that that makes it almost black. It's not midnight black, but it's pretty dark.
I have like a
and it's not going to rub off, and it's not paint, right? So
yeah,
it look tacky.
And then while he does that, I also go dye my Yeti fur boots black as well.
Some people just you can take the non-binary person out of the Underdark, but you know.
No.
Vigil's standing next to Ilvoth as he says this. Just the stark contrast of the two people from the Underdark.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to say that after about a month in Coldahart, you guys are going to starting to get really stir crazy. And you're like,
oh yeah, I was even.
There's 50 people here, and you're like, wow, that's not a lot going on here.
I mean, couldn't we put in orders and just start going to these close towns and come back?
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah. You totally could.
So where would I be able to buy a staff of the Python? Would I have to go to one of the larger towns and look for?
Yes, you would.
Yeah.
Maybe they would have it there. It's an exotic magical item.
Right. So, something along those lines would be my desire to go to one of the larger towns and start spending my money on things that are worth it.
You would, yeah. If you want to put in, you can say, of course, put in an order and give somebody money in one of these places, and then they go out in the world and get it for you, and then bring it to there. So, you are fairly remote here. The odds of that magic item being there, it's not. You're not in like a commercial hub of the region.
Right.
These aren't exactly small places either. Right? So they're nice. The two places that are closest to you are a place called Saer Konig, and that is 2 days away. And you have to get across a river in order to do that. But it's fairly close. And then there's a little further. It's 3 days. It's the town of East Haven.
Hmm.
If you look, the map to the region should be
Popping up.
yes, right. I will. How do I pin this? Pin. Oh yeah, pin it. There we go. So I just pinned a thing, and that is the map to the 10 towns, and that's kind of where you are. You guys
Yeah.
are pretty close to where that what's that called again? Uh, that northeast southwest rose thing. I forget what that's called. But yeah, you're fairly close to there, a little bit further. But yeah, you can go on either side of Lancashire, and you can go to East Haven, which is at H. Or you can go to Sarah which is at J.
Do we know if either of them have anything that's like a post office?
Oh yeah. The 10 towns is a settled region, as in they plow their roads.
Okay.
You know, right. So they do that. There is established lines of communications.
All right. My vote would be for whichever one's the biggest. But it's not a strong feeling. So if anyone
Yeah.
else has a strong feeling,
I'd like to unload at least some of this jewelry that I'm holding.
Mhm.
Put it into something that's a little less,
ostentatious.
conspicuous. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I said, I'm going
Uh,
to right now. I'm putting a lot of jewelry into the bag of holding, and if anybody wants to throw their jewelry in there, I'm just going to keep track of what's my cut, so that I can, uh, I'm going to make a paper write out of what's my cut in the bag of holding, but I'm going to
Mhm.
write down what's in the bag of holding. And Vigil would rather die than let anybody touch the bag of holding.
right. So let me see here. The Sarah has a jeweler, and so does East Haven. East Haven has several.
Okay.
It's quite a bit bigger.
Uh, do we want to do East Haven then? It's
I'm
easier to
kind of
remember.
East Haven. I kind of like East Haven.
Okay.
There's a lot of places to go from there.
Oh yeah, you can go to all of them.
Yeah.
They interconnect. Uh, it's a 3-day trip. It's fairly nice weather for it being the frozen north. Um, you see there is a fresh dusting. It's not really spring yet, but there is no heavy wind or weather beating down, at least on your first day. Um, it takes you about a day and a half before you reach a very, snowdrift filled, what is probably a road. So there's lots of plowing through, like snowed-in fields.
Hmm.
And you start seeing the very beginning signs of civilization. So you start seeing like a signpost that's kind of keeled over. It points to like East Haven this way. There's also you, you start seeing uh, like a skeleton of a boat on on the river you guys are traveling past, and eventually you reach what is known as Loch Now, in the Loch means lake, right? So it's Lake Dineshire, and the you can see why there's all these towns around it. It's a big lake. It's very nice. You don't see any. The water looks very clear as you travel past it, and you realize it's like, well, it's you see out in the distance, you see boats, and you're like, okay, well, there's fishing industry, obviously. Um, at 2 days travel, you get to a ford that is a more shallow point in a river where you could cross it without drowning and getting swept away.
Mhm.
What do you guys do? It is a, it's a fairly, it's a moving river. It's not a stream. It's about 50 yards across, and you can see that this is a designated fording area. So you could take like a oxen and cart across it. Speaking of which, what are you guys taking? Are you taking any of your dogs and all the other stuff you have?
Could we find them after? Because we weren't able to leave the same way we came in.
The what?
Oh wait, did we leave the dogs at town?
I mean, I'm asking in retroactively. Do you take those with you, or what are you
I
doing?
think we leave them with Steve. I mean, unless it's necessary for traveling at this speed, I think it's just easier to leave them with Steve, who we agreed was going to stay behind and learn how to shoot something else. Like we'll leave him
No,
with.
you're
like,
leaving
the
Steve. Okay.
Yeah.
What about
we give him
Andromeda?
one of
What's
our,
she doing?
Huh?
What about Andromeda?
Andromeda's coming with us for this part, I think, because she needs to
Okay.
buy materials. But Steve is
Mhm.
just a little bit of a what's the term I'm looking for? Not a hassle.
Oh.
No, a liability right now because he doesn't have a weapon proficiency. And also we need somebody just to guard the house. So I think I consult with everybody and say, hey, should we have Squeak or not Squeak? Should we have Squeak tell Steve to train with maybe some crossbows and some daggers for a little bit so that he can learn to shoot things? Or maybe work with the blacksmith to make a wand of firebolt so that he can, shoot things in battle. Or he can be the one to bring us our stuff when it's all done.
Could be.
Yeah, I would say up to Squeak.
Can he learn new weapon skills or something?
Yeah,
If
he
you
can
stay
learn.
behind? I mean,
He's what's that?
if there's a benefit to him staying behind, then sure, yeah. I mean, if he can learn some new weapon skills or something like that,
All right. Well, what do
and
you want
also
him to learn?
guard the house, that's cool, I guess, for now.
Do you take any energy weapons with you? And what about those that cell and those charges that you have?
No, I think he'll hold on to that because then he can use those for sure to defend the house if anything happens.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I don't think we
All
bring
right.
any of the guns with us because this is pretty advanced technology, people, and I don't think our world is ready.
I'm leaving
So-
that behind. It's too precious to accidentally waste or lose.
As a fun side note, I was looking at the what is the that's that the new. I'm having a brain fart as to what it's called. It's the new thing from Wizards that takes place here in this region, and it's something the Frost Maiden, right? So it's that.
Rhyme of
Did you
the
know
Frost.
that you can get laser rifles in there? I wonder why you can get laser rifles in there. I wonder where those came from.
That's cute as hell.
Yeah.
Tricky wizards.
But yeah, so no, people were complaining about it, and it was like it's not realistic. It was like, well, of course not, it's fantasy. But why is that? And it was like, well, back in the day.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take one hexagonal bar with me. If you guys
Okay.
want to take one, I'm going to stick it in the bag of holding. If you guys want me to put more in there, we definitely dropped some weight in the bag of holding beforehand, so we can put more in there. But I think we just stick one in there for now. Get it, get some money in our pockets, and then the rest of this jewelry we've just got to get rid of.
I agree. What I'm wearing is what I'm wearing.
I'm gonna put one bar in the bag of holding.
Okay. All right. So is it safe to say that you're not loading up all your dog sled and supplies to go here.
We're gonna leave most of that with Steve, and we're gonna have him train and defend while we're gone. Also, if
Which weapon do you want him to train in, Tony?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
I think something appropriate like a bow or a crossbow or something like that maybe would be probably a good idea.
Hello, is someone knocking at my door?
Yes, we're knocking at your door.
The knocking is coming from inside the house.
Sorry, I don't know what that is. Let me check.
real quick.
It's Shia LaBeouf, actual Campbell.
Oh no.
So real quick, Sydney, you have sending. So if we wanted to contact Steve at any time, you could load sending, and then we'd just, essentially text him and be like, "Hey, this is Squeak's liaison. Come bring us stuff." Or tell us that the house is not on fire.
Okay. Yeah, let's see how the DM will allow Steve to play that out.
Yeah.
No, I
doubt
Steve isn't dumb.
He's
He's very resourceful, I would say. He just has no agency of his own. And so whatever agency he has to get from Squeak. So if Squeak says to Steve, "Hey, Steve, if suddenly you hear this guy's voice in your head, you should do what he says." If you want to do that and give your buddy here access to Steve, then you can do that.
Sure.
Tony, do you agree to this terms and conditions? I just pull out the giant packet in the old script.
You break it.
Sure. I mean, at least until we get back. Sure.
All right.
Well, what weapon should we have Steve train up on then? I would vote for crossbow.
Yeah,
Light,
because
heavy,
you can do close
medium?
range.
Well,
And?
if you train on a heavy crossbow, a light crossbow should be no problem, right? But he can only specialize in one, I suppose.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's
Or a
not going to
longbow.
specialize. In the player's handbook, it tells you how long it takes to learn a new weapon. It'll be that long.
Where does it say that?
I mean, he's not defenseless. Really hard.
I mean,
And he can shoot motherfuckers.
Does he have enough strength to train in like a longsword?
yeah, he's pretty strong. I mean, he's got 16,
I-
16 strength, but his dex is 20.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. So that might be a good way to go if he wants to go from long range to close range.
He comes back and he's like, he can dual wield scimitars.
That would be good. Does the party need him to be able to do that?
It wouldn't be bad to have someone who's a little sturdier on the front lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't be bad to have him.
No, you have Vigil. She's your tank. Oh wait, not anymore.
Actually, no, I'm still a tank. We stayed there a month. I got I am now back to 20.
Yeah, you're one of those tiny little French reconnaissance tanks.
You're more like a Bradley.
Technically a
instead of
tank.
Yeah.
I just I
don't-
want to be armored
don't-
3, and I'm like, okay, we're ready to go now.
Yeah, you just got the little 50 cal on top instead of the big, cannon.
Oh, no, yeah, okay. Bradley doesn't have
Uh,
50 cal though. It's 25 millimeter.
Can I also get something really
more
quickly done by the smith? I just want him to I kind of want something engraved with the coatl, and it doesn't need to be something that I get right now, but I describe to him the shoddy and the coatls, and I'm like, can you make two necklaces with their images in it? And
Look, I'm a
That would be more of
smith,
a jeweler.
not a jeweler.
Okay.
I can do filigree in your armor if that's what you like. It won't take much more time. It costs
Okay.
a little bit more.
Yeah.
Vigil,
I will take
Vigil,
the extra
no,
cost.
I had this beautiful idea as though it came to me in a dream. I was thinking about getting a jeweler's kit and learning how to use it.
Oh man.
Do it.
Oh, speaking of, you guys have leveled up, right? Just making sure because last time you
Oh,
guys
I didn't
forgot to
know
do that
that.
too.
No.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure I told you at the end of that.
Alright, so
Oh,
we're
there it is.
10
Yeah, no, but
now?
you guys should be level 10 now.
Mm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Alright.
Business.
Can Steve wear armor?
Yeah.
Is Steve just like generic dude?
Yeah,
I
he's
feel like
very
Steve
generic
is like
dude.
a generic basic fighter bro.
I mean, he's got an armor class of 17, but I don't know.
Yeah, let's throw
Yeah,
some.
so he has as squishy as you are, so he has built-in armor class, and he has his dex. So that comes out to 17, I think, yeah.
Well, okay then.
But if he can
Well,
get
I mean, but
20, it would be
you
better.
can
Or
have him
something.
wear like studded leather, and it looks cool. I mean,
He fits more in then than wearing a jumpsuit.
yeah, he would actually.
So while we're gone, we just are like, just get good.
Well, what about? Can he wear heavy like plate armor?
Well, I think he needs proficiency in it, right? So
Mhm.
Or can he?
takes training.
Can he get
can train with that
proficiency in
instead
it?
if you like.
Well, how long does it take to
No,
train?
technically he can just wear anything. Yeah, just puts him at a disadvantage of fighting, I believe. So.
Well, how long does it take to train in proficiency? You said. Just can he do a
Um,
weapon and armor? Take longer, whatever.
Let me quick look that up.
Maybe 2 weapons, 1 melee, 1 missile.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm trying to do math right now. The bane of all.
It takes to become proficient in something. It's 250 days
Jeez.
to learn a new thing. Because you're a robot, it's not going to cost you anything.
Steve's a robot.
Well, yeah. Steve is an android, right? So he's like a organic-y looking robot.
So for the purpose of the math, we're classifying him as a robot though.
Yeah, purpose of math?
Does he learn
Well,
faster?
yeah.
There's math.
I
Is
guess
what?
technical differences between like a robot and an android and a cyborg and things like that. Indeed.
Steve doesn't have a soul,
Okay, robot.
so there is no soul. Like, an angel could knock on him and like, who's there? And there's nobody answering.
Of who you voted for in the last election.
On who?
I was making jokes about the last election and people not having souls, but that's.
Oh. Well, okay, but in the practical terms of 5e, there is quantifiably a soul, and Steve doesn't have one. Whereas it is anybody's guess with Andromeda. Maybe not. You don't know.
There is myths of a land of enchanted dolls with souls.
Yeah, it could be. It sounds terrifying, but okay. But yeah, it takes a while for Steve to get good.
But he's a robot. So it's just programming or something.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get like a good weapon and armor in like the 250 days instead of just one.
Oh.
Well, okay, so Steve has no proficiencies right now for weapons, right?
Yeah, he's proficient in laser pistol.
Laser pistol, which
Yeah.
It's
We
a
don't
missile
have
weapon.
to-
It's similar to
a
a
weapon.
we don't
crossbow.
charge his laser pistol anymore, right?
No, he
There
actually
is
has, like,
there
two
is still
charges.
some cartridges, but that will run out eventually.
Right. So that's,
Yeah.
I mean, once that's done, he's essentially useless, except for at base level
Mm,
or hitting
yeah,
damage.
sure.
He can do a machine slam, which is kind of
We should probably get him proficient in some other weapon that won't run out of charges, and then worry about armor. I would guess that's the way I would probably play it.
Well,
Usually
yeah,
it's
but
DC 17. That's
also
better than
once
most.
he's dead, he's dead.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Okay, but he also doesn't
all of
die,
us,
right?
yeah.
So
Yeah, he's kind of
Yeah,
like
he's- he is
where
gonna
you have
outlive
to,
you.
like, fix it.
quote live.
All right.
And he technically can't die. You can technically fix him. There's probably nobody that can fix him. So
Artificer.
eh.
I feel like every character
Or
All right.
Andromeda.
So how do you ford this river? You're at this river, 50 yards across. It's very cold.
We've got no one else with us, right?
The water is moving fairly rapidly, and it's flowing into Lackdinshire. So it's not like you're not at a risk of being swept out into the river. You'd be pushed into Lackdinshire, but that's not very likely.
Do we have anyone fly?
Yep.
And how many people can you carry?
I can fly myself, and then I can cast the fly spell on 3 people. And if I cast it on anybody but Squeak, Squeak can probably get a ride from someone or 2 people.
If it's dark, I can do my cloak of the bat.
Or you could jump in the bag of holding for the 30 seconds it takes for us to fly, jump across.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm small, so I don't think it would really.
So that's one idea. All we're wasting there, though, is magic power. I don't know what other resources we have around us unless we want to take the time to build a raft or something, or just charge across and see what happens.
No, it's you don't need a raft. You could walk across. It's just really cold. Your feet will be cold and wet.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that in this kind of condition because then we'll run the risk of freezing and getting levels of exhaustion. I mean, I have con, but you guys don't.
As soon as we
Oh.
step in that water, we're going to be asked to make dex saves. I know we are.
Oh, I'll be
Well,
fine. I have a ring of warmth because I bought one. I was at the last town.
Yeah, that's really good in this setting.
Considering we were in a big
What time of day
the
is it?
tundra, I thought a ring of warmth might be good.
Oh, no, this is not a tundra. This is like it's a rocky, hilly, snowy setting.
That sounds like a ton.
There's plenty of forest here.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, you're not tundra.
I'm gonna say this then.
Although there are trees in the tundra too. I digress. All right.
Yeah, they tend not to be.
Okay,
Are you flying? Or are you just gonna
I'm
tough
going
it
to
out?
burn a. Let's see. The target has a fly speed of 60 per 10 minutes. I'm just gonna do this. I'm not going to cast my 5th level fly. I'm gonna cast 4th level fly, and give it to Andromeda and Sydney, I think, or no, who's Andromeda's strong, and then who else is strong?
I am not that strong.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to.
She does remark to you. It's like, well, I can't drown, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
You just
But
walk
you're
across the.
strong, so-
Yeah, she can just walk across.
I mean, I could.
I'm casting it on 2 people because theoretically we could just have 2 flyers just kind of cart us back and forth.
Yeah, I do have +1, I think.
Huh.
So that's not the worst.
Well, I'm gonna. I'm gonna say you can't do that because it's kind of like an abuse of the fly spell, isn't it? A little bit.
Okay, well then I'm gonna cast it at Can I cast fly at my 5th level and then only one of us needs to be carried?
Uh,
Of all of us? No?
Or, well, I mean, I think I think I okayed it once with Squeak, right? And so now I have to
Yeah.
keep doing it. Yeah,
Huh?
I guess I have to. That's what I
That
get for being a softie on.
He's tiny. We could otherwise we could have Andromeda yeet him across.
Oh no.
Actually, that would actually work for Squeak. Andromeda throws him 20 feet and then he just shadow steps the rest of the way.
He could. He gets over there and he's like, "Fuck! There's no shadow," and he just biffs.
Yep. Okay, I can either do a 5th level. I can do any number of 3rd through 5th level fly spells to get us across. What do you guys want?
Well, I can cast
Uh,
darkness, so there would be a shadow if I needed it.
Andromeda will bend down to you, Squeak, and is like, "I could just carry you."
That would be an idea. That actually
Okay,
probably
does
would be
that.
the easiest.
All right, so Andromeda just walks
Okay.
across because she can't freeze, and is just like, "Yeah, you know."
I mean,
Okay.
technically,
And
Squeak.
Squeak are across. It's like, okay, that was good.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, technically, Squeak has a ring of warmth anyway, so
fly.
he just didn't want to get wet.
I
Yeah.
cast a 5th level fly spell. Everybody else who hasn't forged through is going to forge through. And just in case, yeah, I'd probably hand it a rope to Andromeda because I still am like, you could still get swept away. I don't know.
Alright, I'm gonna stay in the air as long as this spell is active.
Yes, it is fun
You
to
got a
fly.
minute, dude.
Yep.
Yes. Actually, while I'm in the air and I have my familiar out with me because my familiar flies, I want to do a quick perception check on the path ahead of us and the path behind us to see if we can see any sort of dangers.
Your familiar lets you know that he wishes he has a little scarf because it's cold.
I'm going to find a way to get him a little scarf now.
Yeah.
I pull out one of my random masks and I kind of wrap it up into like a little scarf to wrap around his neck. And then I promise to get him an actual knitted scarf when we find civilization.
Okay.
Aw.
And a hat.
All right. You guys are across the river.
Real quick, I'm just gonna do that.
As you go for a little bit further, and you start seeing the more recent signs of travel. You'll start seeing tracks of a cart that was pulled out of the woods at some point, maybe loaded with firewood or something. And you start seeing that it's heading towards the horizon of East Haven, called East Haven.
Okay.
And I will give you guys the map to it of what East Haven kind of looks like. There.
If I look distracted, I'm just going through all the different spells available to me, and I'm reshuffling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's the whole reason why I do this list, because I'm like, these are the spells that I'm most likely going to shuffle through, and then it just makes me easy because I'm like, okay, travel day. I'm gonna load, a couple of them that do my lightning stuff and my thunder stuff, and then I'm probably gonna load like fly, polymorph in case we run into something big bad.
I just had it, and now I lost it. What the hell? Oh.
I wish I'd loaded water walking. That would have been really good.
The what?
I'd loaded water walking, but I did not. I load tidal wave and holding up my sword, the path divides in front of us.
Oh man, if I had a
Destroying
ship of
towns.
Featherfall and Boots of Water Walking, I'd basically never have to touch anything again
With your feet.
with my feet, I guess.
I asked Andromeda to flip you upside down. And I'm like, I think Ilbok's a little overheated. Maybe he should take a cold bath.
You.
Oh, it's in my downloads. That's where it is.
And then afterwards, I promised to warm you up with prestidigitation.
Yeah, that seems a little bit uncalled for, Vigil. Jeez.
Listen, these are the goofs. My dog is snoring so loud next to me. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
Nope.
He's just snoring away over there. I'm like, what are you dreaming about?
Can't believe I lost this stupid image. I had it's a really cool map. There it is. There. It's a fairly big place compared to the other towns. You come in at the well, it's actually upside down, I think. Let me see here.
Oh yeah, I see where the compass is pointing. It's kind of wonky.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So the east way
Yeah,
is
so you come in at the east,
Yeah.
right? So you're in at the east.
So where it says
Um,
Van Rock's Mithril Pot, like those words, that's the road we're kind of coming in on.
No, if you look at the compass in the lower right-hand corner, see how north, south, east, west are canted a little bit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. I'm like,
You were
so you know how it says
The
Van Mithril Pot? Not looking at the end of the arrow, just the words. There's a road right there.
no, we're
So are we
coming in on
closer
the
to
far. We're coming in the far left-hand side of the map where it says the east way.
the east?
No,
No.
you're on the compass rose on the east side, but the east side is you still have to cross another river. But on this side, there isn't a bridge, but there's lots of
Oh, I see it now.
small vessels that will readily take you right across for just a couple copper.
Okay, got it.
It's very cheap. You can each
I'll
get
just
your own
subtract
little
that
boat.
from our bag of holding.
You notice that there is a smell of fish in the boats as you cross, and it's you guess that much of the local economy probably has something to do with fishing. The person that's ferrying you across having a really hard time from you guys because you are really odd looking.
Mm-hmm.
You're a really odd looking bunch. It's like, you come here often? Yeah.
No. We had a specific expedition and then we got stranded.
We've decided to invest in property up here. Maybe retire. We're thinking retirement community.
Retirement community? Oh man, I mean, it's the cold. It'll get into your bones, you know.
You know, sometimes cold is really good for things like, I don't know, depression. They say that
Tuberculosis.
He's got a big fuzzy fisherman's beard. He's like, yes, well, as a lifelong fisherman myself, I wouldn't want to retire here. Quite awful, actually.
We've been to a lot of lands. A lot of lands have awful things.
Yes.
We've found some good people up here in the north. And we've also got a friend's kid who lives up here. And then I just think back to Igor.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. Well, I hope you find what there is. This is definitely the best town in the entire region. I speak from experience, having been everywhere else. This is the greatest place. If anybody else says differently, they are lying to you.
Insight.
Real quick.
Okay, yeah, give me a roll.
16.
You think it's he really believes it. You think it's more. I think it's more of like a rivalry talking rather than it's more like my sports team is better than your sports team type thing.
Right.
Mhm.
So not necessarily
Good.
true, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like the Bears, but then instead of the Bears, it's his town, East Haven.
Mm.
And I'll tell you what, we as a town, we have never sold out to any barbarians or anything. They've always been good, honest folk here.
Hmm.
The same can't be said about other places.
Really? Like what other places?
Oh well, Ser Koenig and Ser Dinaval, those were barbarian towns at some point, and then they're like, you know what? We like being barbarians so much they left again, which was just silly if you ask me.
Hmm.
Seems a shame. I mean, a building's a building, right? You wanna leave it filled.
Yes, and those castles they built are so, and I'm pretty sure one of them even collapsed. But yeah,
Is he bullshitting on this, or do I need another insight check on this stuff he's saying?
no, I mean your inside check on him lasts. He's giving you some local scuttlebutt, or not? It's not scuttlebutt. It's more some local knowledge, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So one, he said that one of the, you can't remember which one of the castles, and one of the either Sayar, which translates to castle,
Oh.
is right. So those two towns there, they both have a castle, which is why they start with Stair. Or one of them is completely fucked up, and he is very much like not in favor of the barbarians, which are apparently everywhere.
Hmm.
I whisper to.
Yeah, they make it difficult for make life difficult for decent folk like us, especially in these times.
Exactly. I whisper to everybody. Good thing we don't have Vanya and
As we go down the river, we see a water
And-
coaster, and it looks strangely like Vanya, and we're like, huh.
and what's his name?
And then right after that, we see another one, and it looks like Uthal, and we're like, huh.
Uthal, yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was come over here talking about hunting bears. It's just stupid. All we have here are fish, damn it.
Also, real quick, a dumb thing that just occurred to me. Ilva, what level of wizard are you?
6.
Okay, if you keep going up in wizard level, you should totally do teleportation circle, and make like a permanent teleportation circle up here in the north, so that whenever you
Okay,
want
you guys have enough money to do that, which
Oh, that's true.
it's really expensive to do that, but you have enough money to do it.
Yeah, but that's
It's a long time.
like a very distant future thing. Like, I was just
don't-
like, huh?
Yeah, I don't think I can learn that yet.
Yeah, it's a 5th level.
I forget what it is. Remind me, Dimitri, isn't it like spending 500 GP worth of stuff each day for a month?
Let me double check. I don't think it's 500 GP, but it's 50 GP.
It's only 50
So it has-
GP? Oh.
Yeah.
But I think it
So
takes
every-
like
Right?
it takes a long time to do is what
Yeah,
I think the cost is.
Although Ilvoth is an elf, so that would be like really good for him, because then it's like if Ilvoth ever wants to retire and he's like a level, 10 wizard,
Mhm.
and he can just draw this circle for a year, then he can just go off to wherever he wants in the world, and he's like, I'm done. Draws a teleportation circle, teleports home, and the one where he is disappears, like it stops existing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very cool.
Or he
So
could
I
draw
have that house,
10.
so I'm gonna.
He could draw 10 teleportation circles for all 10 towns, and then they can just charge people to teleport to whatever town they want to go to.
Oh god, just sort of business like that.
Like
Oh, you
a
guys are in the business? Oh, yes.
like
I'm a businessman myself. I am in the scrimshaw business. You see, that's my trade usually. Right now, my nets are getting mended, so I'm doing the ferry trade. Not that kind of ferry. The ferrying man type trade. Yes.
The Fae. The Fae.
Yeah,
Yes. There's no fey nonsense around here. We're
that's
simple
good
folk.
because I hear their dicks.
Yes. Too many of them. And yeah. So if you guys need any scrimshaw, let me know, and I will get you the best deals if you ask around. But everybody's going to try and rip you off. I am going to give you the best price.
Can I do an insight check to see if he'll actually rip us off still?
He's not going to rip you off, but he doesn't have the best price.
Okay. What's his name?
My name is. Let me go over to my PDF of names I now have, so that I can actually keep track of this bullshit.
you're not just gonna pick Bob or Jim or something.
No, I have a PDF. I think
Is what?
of this. That's being prepared.
His name is
I'm
Billy.
not often
342.
responsible and prepared. But all the time. It's just
That's
the way I am.
It's hard for me to keep track of things when they're not in physical space, I've found.
Yeah, very much. I do how. What do you think of my beard, by the way? Isn't it fantastic?
It is wonderful.
I love it. I will, if I know that you guys are eventually going to talk to a dwarf, I'll braid it and put braids in it.
I was gonna say you should stop by sometime and I can try and do some weird fancy braids.
This is such a cheap beard, as in it's like a youth Christian production. It's very cheap.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed what people can do with really cheap wigs and beards these days. You don't have to wear it the whole
That I
time.
do not doubt.
Okay.
That's the worst part of doing drag is the wigs. Those are the most uncomfortable things.
Mm-hmm.
No wigs!
Hmm.
No wigs!
Oh, more wigs. Oh, yeah, your little thing.
I have a bigger one
It's
in my
very
room.
cute. Are you using that to signal whether you're in a good mood or a bad mood? Isn't that the intention of it?
Kinda, yeah. I have one at my lab space right now where whenever I'm getting frustrated, I just flip it inside out and I'm like, no, not today.
Yeah, my friends call me Rostful, and I consider you my friend, so you can call me that.
Oh, well that's nice. Thanks, Russell. Rustle?
We are Rustful, but yeah, you can call me Russell if you like.
Nice. I took
That's
his business
incredibly
card.
accommodating. My name is Ilva, and I like to be
Hello.
called Ilva, and I'll probably yell at you if you call me anything else. I'll just be upfront about that.
It's fine. I just I've never seen anybody with your tan before. Was it the snow? I mean, if you are in the snow too long, it will burn you.
Oh, I didn't know that. That sounds awful.
Yeah. Well. Oh well.
No burn is a thing.
No, I'm originally from the Underdark, which is a worse place than up here, so...
He like spits out whatever he was chewing on. Oh, you're like
Shield.
a dark elf. Oh, he's never seen dark elf before. This place is remote. They have no idea.
Oh, yeah. I am a dark elf.
Oh,
It's not
you're not
it's
gonna
not
like
a
enslave
big
my
deal.
family, are you?
No.
No,
Okay,
stereotypes
well.
are rude.
He's not a,
Like, stereotypes are rude.
Okay, but to be fair, my family completely fits into the draft stereotype, but just me
Okay.
on my own? No. I wouldn't do that.
Okay. Well, I take you as a trustworthy man, and I hope you're telling me the truth.
Yep.
I just kind of
So, at this point, you guys arrive like at the shore of East Haven, and you can see that you pull up at a dock. Um, the docks are. You notice everything here is fairly worn and used. You're not seeing a lot of new stuff here, right? So the docks are very snow covered and icy. So he's like, yeah, so they should heated these up. I think they're probably sitting on their asses somewhere, and he shouts out onto one of the docks. It's like there's people there that are looking at him. And it's like, well, yeah, they have jobs. They should make these things safer. Don't slip, don't fall. Water's pretty cold.
I use
And
prestidigitation very subtly so that I can kind of clear the area under my feet.
yeah,
So that
I
it's
also
like
recommend you
there's
don't go swimming in here. While the scrimshaw and fish we draw from here are pretty good, the merfolk will.
and this is when Vigil does like a kind of like a spit take, like merfolk.
Yes, they're vicious. They're quite horrible. Everybody knows that, and should stay away from obviously.
Okay.
Vigil is just like, I must load water breathing and or water walking from now on while I'm here.
Oh, good sir, before you get too far, would you be able to direct me to some sort of post station or somewhere that I could maybe send a letter outside this region?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's and he gives you this very complicated description of an take a left, then a right, then a right, then a left, and then at this intersection take the third one because it's a five-way, and then you want to go past the big horse that's always there. Trust me, it's going to be there. And there is a post office.
All right, I'll write it down,
Yes.
and I'll do that later.
All right.
It also occurs to Vigil that they also need to send off a letter, so they'll accompany Ilgoth to the post office.
Cool. I'm sending a letter to my demonic patron.
I was gonna say I'm gonna send a letter to the Harpers and hope they can make up like a campaign where the person who stole the black mask has been eaten by the red dragon.
What?
What do you
The
want
guy
to do?
doesn't hear this. This is me just like messaging Ilvoth being like, what do you need to send?
Oh, I need to check in with Red Wizard people. Actually, no, before I send that letter, just to have a bit of a conference. Because I have an idea.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good idea for all of you to be in on.
Okay. I turn to Russell and I'm like, hey Russell, where's the
Russell has just been with you the entire time.
Yeah,
wait, have you left already or not? Are you still at Russell at the docks?
I pull out 2 silver to pay, and then I'm holding the 2 silver, and I keep getting distracted by everything else we're talking about. So he's like
really eagerly, like holding up his hand for 2 silver. He's like, yes, 2 silver. Then you keep motioning it away. He's like, no, I want it.
Yeah, I'm like, this is how much it costs to like pay for something, blah blah blah, and then I'm like, blah.
Let's.
Anyway, so eventually I will pay him as soon as we remember that we're leaving. But yeah, I turn to Russell and I'm like, hey, where's a very nice inn that respects privacy?
Oh, yes. Let me see here. The inn.
I see the White Lady Inn on the map, but I'm not sure if that's like the prime.
Yeah, you okay. Let me see here. Yes, there is a very nice inn here. The White Lady Inn. There you go.
Cool.
The first place you pass is the big fat knucklehead, which is a kind of a crummier inn, and the White Lady Inn is the very nice one. You can get lodging there for 3 GP a day.
Okay.
Or wait, no, hold on. 6 GP a day with meals for 3 GP, if you like.
So that's 9 per person. There's 5 of us.
Yeah, with food. You don't have to do it with food, but I mean, they have. It's a very nice place. It's
would you
upper
mind
class
if-
for this area.
I mean, I'll take care of the math for that real quick. That's 9. That's gonna be 45 for all of us. I'm going to request like the big family room if they've got one, like so that we can all technically be in the same room, but have like.
Have 2 royal bedrooms with dens that interconnect.
Oh, that's awesome.
That you can totally have. Those are the 2 nicest rooms, and that's as nice as it gets. And then they don't have more rooms. There is, you can sleep in the dens, right? So there's more bedding there that they can bring in if you like. Or you can get other your independent rooms, which are slightly less fancy. Well, I would say they're as fancy, but there is no den.
I'm just gonna slip 50 GP to the guy just right away, and I'm like, actually no, I've got plenty of platinum, so I'm just gonna slip him 5 platinum and say, we'd really appreciate our privacy in the largest room you have,
Oh, yes. Yes, I will do that right away. Sir, he has no idea what to refer to you as, and he's just like, yes, I will do that. And he goes off. He's trying to be really like polite. He's like, you just gave me a shitload of money, and I'm just gonna go do that now.
Yes, I write on the card Zer Vigil, and then I just that's like what I'm gonna slip to them because.
And he'll be like, tight, and then just move off. The place is a 3-story building, one of the few in the region. Most buildings are very low to the ground and have a living basement. So any whatchamacallit, because it's so cold, it's very hard to have a higher floor. It's very easy to build down and have it be warmer. Benefit from the heat of the earth a little bit. But this is a 3rd floor that you guys are on, so you have an overview of the entire town. One of the tallest buildings in the town, except for like the armory and some of the more prominent buildings. You have 2 big roaring fireplaces that are lit up by servants that come over. And they stoke fire and they bring firewood, and you notice that it's a nice cedar, so it smells really good. There's bear rugs and such all over the place. There's food, wine, everything. Seriously, this is very luxurious.
Okay.
What they will also offer you guys, of course, because you guys are taking the aristocratic level, manservants, which you can have run errands if you like. Drop something off at the post office, for example. Do you guys want to do that? What are you mailing out after you have your little get together?
I am going to try and get in touch with, I believe Morgana was her name, the Rakshasa lady. Something like
He's
that.
trying to get in touch with his sugar mama.
Basically.
Sugar mama, huh?
In the magical sense, yes.
I believe it was Lenora or something.
Lenora. Yeah. Wow, where did I get that? That must be from another campaign.
Wait, what did you write down?
It started with an M, and I was like, is this Morgana? That's a very odd name. Anyway, well, not an odd name, but it's very referential. Anyway. Yeah, so, okay. Hey, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
How easy. How
And this is what
willing...
you're.
Yeah, this is me strategizing. How willing would you all be to kill a pretty powerful devil if we can get her here?
We've done stupider things this month.
Sydney's
Killer? What?
Sorry, 2 months. We've been pretty safe this last month, and that's my reward.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about your patron.
Yes, I know that there are other things that I would have to do to not go to hell, but I think the easiest thing to do is
you are. I would, if I were you, I would consult or try and figure out really contractually what you are obligated to do. You haven't you don't remember selling your soul, right? So you're not.
No, I
You're
didn't
not.
sell
It's
my
not like you.
soul.
Right. So
Specifically,
and
I'm contractually obligated to continually pursue wealth.
yeah. What's so wrong about that? Yeah.
Well,
Eventually, Ilvok kind of wants to retire. It feels like.
Well, it looks like you completed your mission.
I mean, you are beyond wealthy right now.
right. Yeah, I don't
You can always get wealthier.
Real
I don't
quick,
know if I want to get wealthier. It's the first time in my life I've ever thought this thought.
I made a 17 Arcana check because I did meet this lady, at least tangentially, because I went with Ilvok to the Red Wizard meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think we have a chance in heaven, hell, or any of the 7 other planes of existence of beating her at our level?
Well, would you roll?
I rolled a 17
It would be.
Arcana. I figured magic.
Arcana isn't really what you're looking for.
What do you want me to use?
This would be probably religion, right? Maybe?
I would do a history.
History?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to knock me down a little bit. History is... okay, it's going to be 13 instead. I don't have proficiency in history.
Okay. You want to re-roll it with your whatchamacallit? Inspiration?
Yeah. That doesn't help.
Well darn. You've heard of Rakshasas. You know, for example, that in Kalimport used to be a big cabal of Rakshasas, and they used to kind of run the place. They were eventually found out and killed, as you know. And so, I mean, they're not immortal. Well, they kind of are, but not really.
They're not immortal while they're on the material plane.
No, they're not immortal while they're in the infernal plane. So you can kill them there permanently. They are like if you kill them here, they just respawn there, and then they can get back over here eventually. So you know you'd have to go down there to kill them. You know it's very painful. It takes a long time, so you got a lot of time, and maybe they'll bear a grudge, and maybe they won't. You don't know.
Yeah.
So you know you can kill them, or you can take care of them. You can't really kill them. You can kill them with certain blessed weapons that are designed to kill devils, such as certain spears. Because, I don't know, something like that.
We gotta get buffed before we do this.
Well, you need to have the right tools.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not everything is not damage. I think you can. the strength of a Rakshasa is the network they weave. So it's the people they employ and how far away they are from you, and you not knowing where they are. That makes them hard to kill. So they are expert at blending in and pretending they're someone different. And so they create a simulacrum of themselves, and then you kill that, and you're convinced you've taken care of them, but then they go and hunt down your family, or they
Well, that would just be hilarious.
they convince you that they're actually someone different. So the person that you think is the Rakshasa is actually not a Rakshasa. It's just somebody that's working for them, and you're like, oh, I thought that was the Rakshasa, or you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when you saw the Rakshasa and you're like, oh, I know that this person is a Rakshasa. She was actually that person was actually appearing to be someone else that exists, and then you're going to kill an innocent person. That's very Rakshasa of them.
That's not great news. I was hoping that a good start would be severing my ties with the Red Wizards, and that would be a way to do it. But I don't want to be.
What? Come on, Red Wizards are cool, man.
I mean, IRL they are cool, but they are also evil. So.
Oh, they're very evil. Yeah. But just the your patron is kind of your what is that with AA? You have a person there to
Sponsor.
make sure you stay. Huh? Yeah, they're your sponsor. So she's your sponsor, and she's there to make sure that you don't deviate from the plan. And if you do, then she doesn't like that. If you don't, then if you start creating orphanages and stuff like that and donating to make parks, she's gonna be like, what the fuck, man?
Boy.
If you start investing at Doge when it's like at peak, she's be like, that is not the plan.
Maybe I should start with something smaller, like going to a temple of Lathander and praying.
I wonder what kind of what is the they have a big temple of Tempus here in East Haven. It's Tempus, Tempus. A very neutral battle god, big patron of the frozen north. Kind of looks like a Viking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, barbarians of Icewind Dale.
Yep. Yeah, they worship them, but it's also apparently civilized folk also worship them.
Interesting. Well, I'm going to send a letter then, and I'm basically going to say, like, yeah, I got insanely wealthy in this cave. Everything's going good. Bye.
All right.
But like a letter version of that.
Okay.
With a lot more filler. But...
Well, feel free to type out an actual letter if you want.
Ooh.
And then PM it to me, and I'll PM one back to you.
Cool.
Nick has to write something. Oh no.
Hey guys, sorry, I'm just stepping out for a minute to help my parents with something.
All right.
All right. I don't remember what else we were doing here. Did we want...
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
did we want to try and kind of sample the local color while we're here, since we don't have any particular world-ending missions for a little while?
Well, I wanted to come to town to find some upgrades too. I want to see if I can find another staff or python, and I'm looking for recommendations for robes or armor upgrades because my AC is pitifully low.
It is pretty bad. Yeah, if you want, you can go to, I believe it's called Rurden's Armory. Yeah, there is a place on the other side of where you are. Well, it's actually not that far away from where you are. On the left side of the map, there's a place near the edge called Rurden's Armory, and apparently that is the go-to place for armor. And it's ran by a dwarf, which I get to put my beard on again.
Oh no.
And you come in, and I was like, "Hey, who are you? And what are you doing in Rurden's Armory?"
Hello, my fine sir or madame. Beard.
It's sir, actually. Yes, I know. I look a lot like my wife when my beard is like this, but
Good to know, my good sir. My name is Sydney. I'm in search of a staff to replace the staff that I broke recently, and maybe some armor as well.
yeah, we can get to some armor. Would you like a good strong breastplate? You look like that kind of guy.
I dabble mostly with the cleric arts, so what would be the strongest armor you'd have available for a cleric class?
I don't know what you can wear, friend. Different clerics are trained in different arts.
That's true.
I think for you it might be medium.
Yeah, medium. If I'm in the life domain, apparently I can go to heavy, but I don't think I want to go all up to heavy just yet.
What's your AC? Or not AC, dexterity.
+0. It's 11.
Yeah, you don't want to go heavy? Why not?
You
yeah.
should. You're not going to be sneaking around anyway. Sorry, I'm not there. I don't say anything. Never mind.
You're not there. Oh, I thought you were. I thought I saw you there, but you're not. All right.
Sorry.
If you'd like,
I'm giving advice.
all right.
So, do you have any interesting heavy armor?
I do. I have a full set of plate. That should, with a little adjustment. And he will.
Unless you have some,
he'll go over to the corner
it's-
and pull off a big sheet of this a set of full plate that's on a mannequin there, and it looks to be very nicely crafted full plate. Lots of geometric straight angles on it in a very dwarven style. It has a slightly yellow copper tinge to it. And he's like, yes, it is a special. I'll call it Rurden's gold, but it's not quite gold. It does prevent it from rusting, however, which is really great in this thing. It'll also prevent your plate from sticking together with the frost.
Outside of that chat, I'm not actually sure how much money I have at the moment. I haven't done the math on the sheet here.
It is a very. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if I'm there with him, I can just pay for it. That's some shit I would be doing right now.
All right. Are you shopping for your friend here? All right. That's mighty generous of you. This plate here is
isn't it? It's so generous.
It is, yes. This plate here is going to cost you a grand total, and he pulls out an abacus, and he's like, and he does a little abacus, and he does them over again. He counts them out again. It's like 2,500.
2,500 silver. That sounds wonderful.
Wait, 20.
No.
Well, no. The general platinum, it's just gold. It's 25 gold. Or not, I'm sorry, 2,500 gold. So it's 2,500 gold. Oh man, this thing is so itchy. I'm taking it off right now.
Do you have any enchanted robes?
Any what? Enchanted robes?
Enchanted
No.
robes. Ah,
No, I'm an armor.
More close.
You know, I do have a bunch of miscellaneous jewelry that I actually don't have that much gold on me yet. I do have a lot of miscellaneous jewelry that I can go sell and then have that.
hmm.
Okay. Well, it'll be here. There's currently
Okay.
there are some other people that are looking to buy this, so you can't take forever. Um, if you give me an insight check on that, if you like, or a perception check, either way.
Let's see. Perception. Getting confused between two computers now.
I got a 1.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, you better rush over to the jewelry and sell your
I
shit
got a
because
15
this
on my
plate's gonna be
perception.
gone.
I got 15
You
on perception.
noticed that when he took the cloth off of this thing, it had a pretty good layer of dust on the cloth. Like it was like,
Yeah.
so you're like, maybe not.
Yeah, I'm naturally somewhat cynical anyway.
Yeah.
Leave for now. We'll come back after we sell some stuff, and we'll get our hard cash in hand. And I want to poke around some of the weapon shops as well.
Ah,
Yeah, if I could actually find a jeweler and sell some of this stuff and also get a jeweler's kit.
Mm.
oh yeah, you can totally find that. There are several jewelers in this town. They don't have a name, but
They're there.
they're very great. How much are you looking to sell?
About
What kind of number are you
2,000.
talking?
So it's gosh, I have a sell altogether would end up being about 4,000 gold worth of jewelry.
Yeah, I
Okay,
want to
so
as much jewelry as I can.
the first jeweler you go to, it looks to be a very nice place. There's lots of pieces, and there's like, I see we have a distinguished customer that just walked in. George, come over here. Look at this one. He's got, you can tell. What can we sell you today?
I was actually hoping to get some gold in exchange for some of my interesting jewelry.
Yeah, I suppose we're not quite a pawn shop. I don't know what you mean by that, but if it's in especially good condition, we'll consider it. George comes over and he's a little older.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you want?
Okay, I have a gold and diamond ring that's worth 1,200 gold, and then I just have like.
Okay, so you hand it over to George, and George has the eye loop thing, and he like looks into it, and he's like, and he looks at you, and he looks back at us like, where did you get this?
I have a business acquiring rare artifacts. I recently found myself up here doing that exact same thing. Basically, the short answer is underground a long way.
Oh well, I don't really quite know what you mean by that, but this is very exquisite. And he like points at it, and it's got like 10 different diamonds in it, and they're like arranged in a fantastic way, and they're all cut perfectly, and the pattern on it is just very like, how did they make this? I can't even do this. Gee, good God. You got to tell me who made this.
I think it was some ancient civilization that's been long lost. It was that kind of expedition, you see.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so they will give me a yeah, they'll offer you fair market value for it. They'll I think you're probably smart enough to where they're not going to be like American dollars. Oh, an expert, and suddenly it's worth $20. And oh well, the they'll offer you fair market value for it. And they're like, good God. George is already confused. Like, who are we going to sell this to? There's like 2 people here that can buy this.
But it's nice just to have, right?
Well, no, we're just a store. We want to sell it eventually, but
Oh, right.
wow, it's
It brings prestige to your shop.
But
it
surely,
certainly
you know,
would. Or bandits that would just need to steal one thing and then be rich for the rest of their lives.
I mean, surely you travel
Oh.
out of towns to get other jewelry to bring back and sell. You could sell it there.
Yes, but
Trade
the
it.
jewelry they sell there, while it's very good, it's not 1,500 GP worth of jewelry, which is a lot for one piece. That is a very expensive ring.
Mm-hmm.
Vigil
right,
is standing at the doorway listening in and looking at their cut of the jewelry and is like, maybe I should.
All right,
go
what
to
else are you
the other
selling?
group.
I was also going to try to sell one of my alien metal necklaces. That's GP. I have
Okay.
a lot of. Otherwise, I could probably just make this selling.
Do you hand that one off to George? The alien necklace?
Yeah.
So yeah, George takes that and he does his little magnifying loops on there, and he gives it a once over, and he's like, and you see him like taste it, and then he puts it down on the bench, and he kind of like takes a tool to it, and then he puts his tools down, he puts his loop down, and walks away and goes to the back room, and you hear like a door closing, and then another door closing, and then you hear like a distant screaming. Ah! And then you hear a door opening and another door opening, and then the door to this room opens, and he's like, I would like this. Is this from the same ancient civilization that you're talking about?
It is. It was a very
yeah.
productive dig. I'd actually have 2 of them if you want.
Where was this actually? Like, do you have a? I have a map here. Where was it?
No.
I message Ilva and say, put it toward, say you found it in the Dragon's Teeth Castle.
And then he whispers something to the sales guy, and then the sales guy is like, "What do you mean you don't know what it's made of? Like it's valuable, right?" And he's like, "Shut up! I mean, I just don't know exactly." And there's kind of like an argument going on here, to which you have to wait. And then eventually there's like, we can offer you 2,000 for it, which I think is what you were saying it was worth on the thing.
Yes. I do have another one if you want.
We don't have more money in the store.
Okay, that's fair.
We have about 50 copper left. If you have something that goes that far, we have to completely.
I was also
like
looking to buy.
And suddenly they're like both really happy.
I would like if you have a jeweler's kit, and also, gosh, are there any gemstones I need for any of the spells that I want to cast?
Real quick.
Jeweler's kit, yes, absolutely.
Real quick question. Do I specifically, so for Revivify, do we specifically need diamonds in our case, or can we use any gems worth 100 GP?
I think it's got to be diamonds, right?
No, it has to be diamonds.
Yeah, I'm just asking for our case because I'm plotting something right now.
Ooh, that's an interesting. Okay, so I know you don't have that much more cash on hand, but if I could trade the second necklace for
the tools for your jeweler's tools are going to be 25 GP worth of tools.
Okay, that's with what we have, and it's kind of not much.
Okay.
As far as like, oh yeah, I can do that. I can do that, and I can still pay for Sydney's stuff.
Hey,
They also are inviting you to go and eat at what was that place?
Don't be fooled.
At Ben Rock's Mineral
Don't
Pot.
set yourself up.
They're inviting you as like, all right, you need to. We're going to close up shop because we don't have any change anymore. To go and celebrate this at Ben Rock's Mineral Pot. It is the best restaurant in the entire 10 Towns region. And no, I'm not exaggerating. It's literally that good. It is the best, and you will not find the best anywhere else.
okay, from now on, I'm going to say that we should all sell our stuff and go around town in disguise. I don't think people should know who we are when we have this stuff.
They know who you are now.
It might
They know.
I do admit you had another one of those necklaces hanging around.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna blame that on my character's lack of wisdom.
He's just pulling them from his neck, and there's like 20 more underneath. Right? It's just.
Can I say Vigil was waiting outside, like waiting for their turn, and
You
just
did.
overhearing all of this and being like,
You were
"Oh,
you were being very rude and just keeping the door open, and just like you're letting the cold in.
Oh,
attracted by the gemstones, be worried about the cold at the moment."
Right.
Vigil didn't want to go in and make the scene, so they're like, "Okay, good. I can't make a scene now. I'm outside."
oh, Demetra, I just wanted to. You were talking about diamonds, and I remember one of our discussions last week was giving everybody their own diamonds, so that way they can give you them when someone needs raised dead. They're spending their own money instead of you getting them all, or whatever.
Well, I think
just
that
saying.
Tony, Nick, and myself, I think divvied up the diamonds.
You did.
Right?
We did.
I put my stock into the bag of holding just because, again, still worried about carrying that much money in general. And like, if you guys want to carry yours in general, like, we can do that. Otherwise, if we want to just leave them in the bag of holding, I can just carry them and then just make note of how much you have. Like, Vigil's stuffing most of their money into the bag of holding. Other things like swords are on their body, but they don't want anything that's like easy to grab. And then I was planning to buy a necklace with a few like. I was gonna see if they could like do removable gemstone kind of things, where it's like if Sydney or I needed to cast Revivify, we could just pop a gemstone out of the necklace and cast it, burn that gemstone, and then replace it later.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, like a little.
Now, okay, so I get it that Revivify and all that shit says that, hey, you have to have powdered diamonds, which, by the way, like it's funny because a diamond gets its value from its relative size. So the diamond to size to value ratio is not linear, right? So if you do 100 GP worth of diamond dust, it would have to be like a bucket worth of diamond dust because it's not worth a goddamn. It's not worth anything. But while one thumb-sized diamond is going to be worth 1,000 GP. Right?
Yeah, it says the component for Revivify is diamonds worth 300 GP. So if you have a diamond worth a 300 GP, that's like that's perfect. And then
you can totally cast it from a necklace. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So like, I'm assuming that like we're gonna store the diamonds as much as possible in like hard to find places, like so that like if anybody wants, so like I'll put. Like, my plan was to get a necklace that has, like, 2 or 3 diamonds in it that I can hide under my shirt. And then, or something that can just, hide it. And then have that available if we get into a pickle.
Okay.
And then that could go the same for Sydney. Like, we should just put 3 diamonds on your person and the rest can be hidden. Because we don't want everything stolen. Also, theoretically, if we ever wound up in a field where it's like, because most spells that will kind of get rid of stuff are going to target our non-magical equipment. And if we have stuff in the bag of holding, then it can't be touched by those spells because it's magical equipment.
Okay.
I'm just thinking, again, Vigil's thought process is all, we're going to get screwed over at some point. I'm trying to minimize how much we're going to get screwed over. Especially with the amount of money we currently have.
Demetra, don't you trust me?
Yes. No! Nobody trusts the DM. That's rule number 1.
That hurts. I'm so hurt by this.
Okay, listen.
Gosh,
I trust you if we're like...
I want the best for you guys. I really do.
I know, but you took away my mask, so I'm going to be distrusting of you for the next sessions.
Okay.
My mask.
That's fair. It's just that from a DM perspective, like that mask was intended to be like a narrative point, right? To get you to a point, and then beyond a certain level, it's like, okay, now you can't have it because it's being used in a ritual. It was actually supposed to like combine like an Egyptian crown with other masks to make a super mask, but you guys never got to that. So
you should have had the mask poisoning her.
I like your nails.
Oh, thanks.
Here, what?
He's got like the little nails on.
Oh, you have goth nails. Yes, I've seen those things at Hot Topic.
I guess that would have been more
topic.
Whenever I get like a yogurt with foil on the top of it, I always make those. I think we all do that, right?
Cute.
Not the only one, I hope. All right.
Aside from my little nitpicking, Vigil does want to go shopping, but seeing that Ilvok has completely, gotten his name now across the town, and Vigil's standing outside the shop, I think they're going to go to one of the other, like, 2 jewelers in town to see if somebody else is willing to just help them out.
Yeah, no, you can totally do that. And who wants to sell some stuff at the next jeweler?
Yeah, I just whisper to the team. I message everybody just saying, hey, I don't want to get seen so much. I'm going to skip over to the next jeweler.
Yeah, I'm
then,
gonna
Are you selling anything there, Vigil?
You know what, originally I was going to say I was going to sell off a lot of stuff, but I think this is going to be too much money to offload here.
There's 2 more jewelers.
Yes, I'm going to split it up a little bit. I'm going to sell a total of 5 GP worth of jewels.
Okay. Jewels or jewelry?
Jewelry.
Jewelry. Okay. So what are you selling off?
You're good at disguise. Disguise yourself before you sell it.
I know. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop by like the nearest like fashion store and buy like something that Vigil will never wear, and just like still covering their face, maybe with like a chintzy little like face crown mask kind of thing. Like they have money to burn right now. They're just trying to get rid of some of the stuff.
Maybe a fake beard.
Squeak has a disguise kit. I don't know if you do, but maybe I could help. I don't know.
Yeah, you should give her a mustache.
Sure, a mustache.
Or beard.
I also have a disguise.
Really obscures the face. So hold on. You are going to the who you are now, which is the black wearing small person with a high pitched voice, wearing a mask. The only one in town is going to disguise themselves as black wearing high pitched voice, still wearing a mask person, and then sell your jewels that way.
I'm trying to think of like winter gear kind of style. So like they're not gonna. So like they're going into the store that sells like normal outdoor gear, and they're just swapping their black for like kind of ski clothing. I'm imagining kind of like a big fluffy coat.
Okay, yeah.
Snow pants, and then like one of those face masks that covers up your nose, and like some goggles for the snow. So you would assume I'm just like somebody who's come out of the snow from like the edges of the city.
Go with light colors too.
All right, so you hold on. Squeak, are you with her?
Sure. What else do I have to do?
Okay. So you and Squeak go into this jewelry store. You're wearing a ski mask.
Well, I would, if I am going with her into that jewelry store, I would dress up too.
I walk in and I'm like, hello. And then I kind of
right. Hold on. I just want to set the scene. So Squeak, you shadow monk, you. um, you and person walk in, and everybody in the store you and thinks you're going to rob the place.
Why?
I'm just like lifting up my goggles. Imagine I've applied a little bit of makeup, so it's not like I'm obviously a ASMR or I'm kind of like a non-discriminatory species, and I wave hello, and I'm like,
And they're like,
and then in a really fake
"Can we help you?"
yes, and then in a really fake accent, I'm like, hello, I am this. This is my associate, Squickerton. We have come from the Northern Mountains, from a ski lodge, and we come to sell some of our jewelry from the far off lands. Can you help us?
From the what?
From the far off lands.
Oh, from the far off land. Oh, okay. Yes, I believe we can help you if you want. We are not exactly a pawn shop. So I mean, if you have like shell necklaces and the like, it's this is not the type of establishment that takes that.
No, you misunderstand me. I mean,
Okay.
we come from the ski lodge, and we found these on our way back through some ruins, and we think they are very worthy. And then I pull out I kind of, again, because I'm wearing this big thick jacket, I kind of like ruffle around into I'm trying not to show that I'm wearing a bag of holding because, again, I don't want them to see. And then I pull out like one of the little pouches, and out of it I pour 4 pieces of the feminine jewelry that we got from the security officers that I've seen, and it's worth about 1,000.
Oh yeah, okay. Her stuff.
I've got 2 pieces, so I've got 1,000 GP worth. And I'm like, we found these in the ancient ruins when Squeakerton crashed past the tree into a hole, and then we found these ancient ruins underneath. Oh, very cool.
They're not stolen, are they?
No, the villagers said if you find it, you keep it.
Well,
Do you want me to roll a persuasion check?
it's very suspicious because you don't want to take your mask off. Like if a person tries to sell jewelry at any store while trying to remain anonymous, they're going to assume that you have stolen it, and they're like, okay, they'll look at it. Very quickly, they'll realize that these are super valuable, and it's like, oh yes, this, and they start pulling out a gold and like putting down little piles of gold coins, and before long there is 200 GP worth of coins in little piles.
I'm just looking at the coins and I'm like, The elder of the village says it was worth more than 200.
Oh well, you see, it's really given the circumstances, the best price that we can do. And she looks around. You know, it's given the nature of these gems, they don't have the pedigree that we would like for them to have. Obviously,
I say, okay, I go to other store, and then I pick up my gems and start walking out.
wait, no, don't do that. I can give you 400 gold worth of things. I mean, that's very generous considering.
I open the door.
Well, why don't you want to?
I will take. The elder says 1,000. I will offer 800.
Look. I mean, if I'm gonna get in trouble for buying these, then it's could be my neck.
You won't. I promise.
Well, yes. Well, I mean, you promise, and who are you?
I lean closer and I'm like, and then I say in like my normal voice, I'm like, I'm an adventurer trying to keep things on the DL.
Oh, okay. That's really great. I don't want to be hunted down by an archmage and made into a rabbit and that's kind of what I'm hoping I don't happen here. It's really nothing against you.
Okay, I go somewhere else. Bye bye, and then I walk out.
Oh, right. And they're really sad.
Okay, so there's one more
What are you
store in
doing?
this town. I'm going
No,
to try
it
one
is.
more. Squeak and I are going to try one more outfit change before we go in this next store.
Sure.
I just want to look.
Okay.
I'm going to do something that's very unvigil. I'm going to say, Squeak, I have a stupid idea. Come with me. And we go to the store and I purchase a very long dress. And like I'm going to accent my silver hair to make it look like I'm some because my character has very long silver hair with like, actual silver kind of coming through.
Wait, that's what you look like?
And then I have I'm going to put like a face mask and be like, you're going to act as my liaison. We're going to pretend to be some noble people from like a far off village.
Oh.
Way better call.
Yeah.
Way better call.
Yeah, okay.
It's so much less shady. All right, you walk into this next jewelry store.
Yes, and Squeak, you're gonna be in full like Men in Black gear, where you're like suit, glasses, like everything ready to protect me.
Well, I'm small, so maybe I should be like the gnome manservant or something like that.
Yes. We both have proficiency in makeup in disguise kits,
yeah.
so we can definitely do this.
And I rolled a 21. I rolled for disguise.
There is a really accommodating costume tuxedo rental place as well that is just totally okay with you guys doing this all day long. And just doesn't bother you at all. Just because it's fun.
And I'm like, I just flip the gold. You know what? At this point,
they're totally into it.
Than anything. I don't want to get stolen. This is more fun than anything.
Okay. No, we can go over there. And
I'm gonna slip them. I'm gonna slip them like 5 gold and be like, "We're having some fun today."
They're totally fine with that.
You know, I'm not sure why everybody's selling their jewelry anyway. I'd rather carry jewelry.
I have more jewelry.
You can't really spend it like money, right? So it's less liquid.
I guess.
Probably, it's more weight efficient, right? The jewelry. I mean, it's lighter than carrying gold around.
I just am selling one. I'm just selling 2 pieces of jewelry so that we have a little bit more money in the pot. I'm not going to sell because we have another 4,000 pieces of dress jewelry.
What?
Platinum in it, which is going to be worth way more.
In a way, if there was regular gold that was given out to everybody, I don't remember. I got to look at the sheet. But if Squeak got like a bunch of gold, he'd just pay for the jewelry, and then you wouldn't have to sell it at the places.
I mean, if you want it, you can have the 1,000 jewelry piece. I mean, you have 500 right now. You have your own piece of feminine jewelry.
I mean, I'm just hiding the jewelry away. What am I going to do with it?
I think we're just going to go into the store and, being the rich, noble people we are, I'm going to sell the 2 pieces of jewelry, being, nice and fancy this time.
Okay. All right, so you walk into the other jewelry store. It's called Palmab's Emporium, and you sell yourself as much as you're selling your jewelry this time, and they are willing to pay you the right price for it, and they are not assuming that it's stolen.
Yes.
These guys are a little bit better off. You can sell up to 8,000 worth of jewelry if you like, or jewelry-like stuff.
Oh.
So do we want to get rid of this additional dress jewelry that we have, or should we just kind of stick with the 1,000 that we have? I confer with Squeak in like little whispers that's actually me casting message, so that they can't overhear us.
If somebody wants to for armor or something like that, it would definitely have to be in gold. You can't just give the guy jewelry. Either way.
Yes.
Any minted coin.
How much is your armor, Sydney?
2,500.
2,500. Okay, I'll just go ahead and
Nick.
We'll just redress jewelry then, and then you can get your armor. Because I'd rather have an extra healer with extra armor. Sell that extra 4,000. worth of jewelry, so I've accounted for 5,000 GP worth of for armor. And then I'm also going to inquire if they can do the jewelry that I want to do, like the one with the
Oh yeah, totally.
okay, happy, or they're just
Yeah,
I want it to be silver with like gold inlays stuff because
okay.
they love gold and
All right,
like the gold in their eyes.
you're talking about so jewelry. We'll say 60 GP worth of stuff. So it's because it's custom, right?
Yes. For the 2 pieces or
It's
for 1
not
piece?
it's not awfully expensive.
Yeah, for 2 pieces or 1 piece?
Well, I thought you were doing like a necklace.
I want to get 2 necklaces, one for me and one for my bird.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Let's do 100 total.
Got it. Okay, so that's just gonna knock off my 500. And then I'm also, when we go back to the costume store, I'm also gonna go buy my bird I'm gonna go buy my bird a little scarf and a little I'm gonna buy them 3 pieces of clothing: a little scarf, a little hat, actually 4 pieces of clothing, some little shoes, and their own cloak.
Shoes? It's got talons. All right.
Yeah. Because this is
You know that
funny.
birds don't have any feeling in there's not enough nerve endings in their talons in order for them to be cold.
That's
Just
okay.
FYI.
Listen, I've killed this thing off enough times. I'm going to give them
Yeah.
little enchanted clothing so that if they poof again, at least they get clothing.
Yeah, okay.
I buy like I find like a dresser worth of little clothing that I buy.
Excellent.
And then
The jewelry you were selling, what's it made out of?
the 2 pieces before didn't say it. The 3 pieces that are worth 4,000 is jewelry on dress uniform of squashed platinum.
Okay. So yeah, if it doesn't say, then it's going to be alien metal.
Okay.
And the jewelers are going to be like, WTF, yo, what the hell is this? And they're going to be really fascinated by it, and of course buy it off of you. It's just that it's something they don't have, and it's like finding out that there's another metal on the elemental table, right?
Yeah,
And you're
yeah,
like,
no, I
okay,
understand
silver,
that.
gold, copper, and this. Or like seeing titanium for the first time. It's really fucking weird. Or aluminum.
If they try to ask me where I found it, I just lean over to Squeak and I whisper, "Just tell them that it's been kept in the family." I have Squeak answer for me.
It's been in the family.
Hey, I'm playing the mysterious, like, faceless noblewoman right now, and I have the
Did you guys
charisma
know
to
that?
do it.
Oh, that while aluminum is a fairly common mineral, and people have known what aluminum ore is for a really long time, they could never get the aluminum out of the ore in order to use it until they discovered electricity, which is kind of funny. Yeah.
It oxidizes too quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It's weird, huh? There is, however, they did have aluminum in ancient times. You can find native amalgamated aluminum. It's very rare. It happens, but it's possible. But yeah. So yeah, they freak out and they're like, "What the hell is this? It's awesome."
It's been kept in the family.
Again, they want to take you for dinner, as in this is the greatest thing they've seen all month.
Again, just
and
like
please tell them everything about where you got it.
I wave them off quietly, and then I kind of whisper to Squeak again, like, Republic, we want to keep this on the DL. So
I'm picturing the way you're behaving, like the diva in Fifth Element. Remember when she comes on to a little bit like that, as in, yeah. All right.
Like I'm just saying, like I'm only talking to Squeak really, and I'm trying to keep everything like I'm this mysterious noblewoman from a far off place, and you know, this is my family jewelry that maybe or maybe not I'm supposed to sell. Or maybe I'm
Okay,
trying
yeah.
to start a new life. I'm a mysterious noblewoman.
They totally believe you.
And then I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to go buy owl clothes.
A what?
I'm going to buy owl clothes.
Whole clothes?
Owl clothes.
Yeah. Well, okay. You know, any doll shop will sell those.
Yes. Listen, I put my owl through a lot of shit. I need to make it up to them somehow.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna go.
When you get to the dolls the doll clothing store, which there's for some reason is, you see that the storekeepers are very upset. Commotion there in the store.
I think at this point, Vigil's kind of put back on their normal clothes. What do you think, Squeak? Do you want to go incognito to go to a toy store?
Depends on the toy store.
I mean, Squeak is a mouse, so I think Squeak might want to stay as a gnome while he's wandering around just to not draw attention of being like, who's that
Nobody
weird
is
mouse
weirded
thing?
out by mouse folk.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Okay. You stay as your gnome bodyguard, and Vigil goes back to looking like an adventurer a little bit. Maybe they also find a pair of sunglasses that they're wearing over their mask.
The
And then I.
yeah, so they're very upset inside, and as soon as you get inside, you can hear that they were their store was pilfered previous night, and you hear the owner shouting at the storekeep. What do you mean they stole stupid things? It matters. It matters.
Stupid things. I listen in.
Yeah. I'm going to. Yeah. Squeak, can you blend into shadows, or is that like? Or no?
I mean, yeah, I mean,
There's really no shadows here. There's just a well-lit store.
well, I have a stealth that I can do too. But.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do that.
You're mistaken for a human child.
They're like, oh, he's an ugly child.
Okay, that is a 27.
Bless your soul. Wow. Okay, but you sneak inside the store? That's what you're doing. You want to overhear him or something?
Yeah, I'm just trying to overhear him.
Okay. All right, roll me a listen check. Oh, wait, no. We're not playing that game. No, it's for Call of Cthulhu. You have a skill of listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, listen.
Yeah. Listen. You hear the storekeep explaining to the owner that it doesn't make any sense. They took my mop bucket, 3 dolls, which weren't even the nice dolls. They walked past the cash register and they and like this isn't a real robbery, you know. This is just some kids playing a prank, and I mean, I'll go tell the constable, but I mean, it's pretty awful. I get it. I mean, this is our store. It's just ruined or anything.
This is sounding like a creepy summoning ritual.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll sneak out and tell Vigil. Yeah, it looks like they got robbed. Blah 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 blah. Tell her about everything I heard.
Okay. I have an idea. I'm gonna try to be persuasive as possible. I'm going to walk in, kind of, look around a little bit. I'm going to collect a few things, and then I'm going to walk up the cash register, with my bird acting as I'm gonna have my bird like sitting in my hands, and I'm going to pretend like, oh, I'm getting a gift for someone at home, and they really like doll clothes for their toys.
Uh-huh. You're just comparing them to your bird. You know, like you just
Yes.
Oh, a bird in the hand.
All right. Well,
Yep.
the store manager will come over and be like, "Oh, I think it'll fit him really well."
Yes, I've got a little niece at home who loves these
Oh, yes,
clothes
yes, yes.
from these regions. And then as I kind of go to check out, I kind of just want to kind of make small talk,
Hmm.
but I want to make it sound like, I overheard you yelling on my way
Give me
in.
charisma.
Charisma? Sweet.
Yeah. Straight roll. Charisma.
Ooh. Is this a charisma save or a charisma
Nope.
check?
I'm not trying to banish you or anything.
Charisma check is 21. I rolled a 16 on the die, and
All
I got
right.
a plus
That's
5
pretty
for
good.
charisma.
You are being really congenial. And they're like, yes, well, we do tend to have the best dolls here. We used to stock American Girl, but they went out of business, and that's a bummer, but whatever. Yeah, so there's all sorts of things I can help you with. Would you like a tiny scarf? I have a red and white one, and I also have a tiny little plaid one.
Does any of this stuff fit mouse folk?
No, this is for dolls. You're just a
Oh.
small creature.
I
This is
just look at
for
both of them.
tiny little owls.
Yes, I look at both of them and I'm like, let's just get both. My niece likes choices. She likes to see the patterns from these different areas. And then as I'm kind of like
Your owl
talking,
is definitely more attracted to one of them and is like, that one, that one.
do you want both? You think both would work?
Just
Hey, how about this?
your owl definitely has a preference.
I'll do this. I'm gonna how about this? We get you this one, and then we get the other one for Ilvoth's friend.
Okay.
We can play dress up
Right,
with the little
so
snake too.
It'll cost you 4 silver for little things.
Okay.
And you get a little gift wrapped, and some fancy little box with a bow.
And then I'm just like, I'm talking to him, and I'm like, so, you had a break-in? That's terrible. Has any of the other stores had these break-ins lately?
I don't know. If they have, they aren't saying, because I'm not going to say that I got broken in and all my ink stolen in my mop bucket, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not from around these parts, and sometimes when I'm a traveler, so when people say this stuff, you get a little nervous. It's kind of the weird things. Did you see who might have? Does anybody know what they looked like?
No, I have no idea. The store was closed, so I mean, happened last night.
Well, okay. Well, I wish you the best. I advise you to, talk to your local constable, or sheriff, or whatever you. Why am I kind of going like southern right now? I don't know.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. So yeah, Vigil kind of just talks to them a little bit and is like trying to figure out more, but they're like, okay, yeah, it's kind of clear that they don't know anything. And then maybe I'm buying my purchase here. I'm like, do you know? I'm not gonna ask this because then I'll get in trouble. I think what Vigil's gonna do is they're gonna take note of this store, and you know what Vigil's gonna do? They're gonna ask if there's a city, like a small fold out city map that is in the store that they can purchase as well.
In the doll store, no.
Okay, they're gonna ask where we can find one of those. Maybe at the.
They're gonna direct you to the market square.
Okay, and then I want to make sure I take a mental note, because what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a dot on the map of this place, and make like a note in like the corner of like what happened. And then I turn to Squeak and I'm like, why? And then I'm gonna say to Squeak, this is giving me some weird vibes. Do you feel like that right now?
Yeah, something's weird about it. Is there
I
a way to
know.
track maybe like somebody sneaking out of here with the stuff? Like, is there any weird tracks in the building?
It happens last night. I would say it's a little bit past noon at this point.
Oh,
You're looking around for tracks.
Sure.
The front and the back, you can't make any out. It's already worn off.
can
Hmm.
Like
I?
so, the snow is very powdery because it doesn't melt away. So any tracks are quickly like whooshed away in snowdrift.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Can I check back in with the owner real quick? Just being like, oh, I just thought of one more thing I should get, and then I just want
The
to ask,
owner is a lot less friendly than
or whoever was helping me
that.
check out,
The what?
whoever
Oh
was
yeah, so
helping me
the
check out.
manager is just very congenial, right? He's just like, yeah, okay, what?
I guess I shouldn't talk to the owner yet. I feel like that's going to need a little bit more, but I just want to talk to them and be like, what do the dolls look like? If I see anything while I'm walking around, maybe I can help out.
Mm, well, that's very kind of you. I'd say we probably wouldn't want you to get involved and put yourself at risk. You being
Oh, well,
a visitor and all, but
people sometimes like to say stuff to us because they think we're leaving town in, a day or two. And I just feel for you
well,
folks.
okay. Well, they were two dolls. They were girls, and they had just white hair, and they looked very nice. I wouldn't say that the nicest dolls we had, but I mean they were down there, and he points at one of the lower shelves.
Can I investigate the shelf?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you notice there's two dolls missing. Boom.
Nat 20
What's
plus
that?
4. So 24.
Yeah, you notice the shelf is about 3 feet off the ground, and would have it's very nice wood. Uh, Maybe there is some with net 20. You notice there's maybe some. It's perhaps a little bit dirtier there than much of the other stores, and there's uh, maybe some dried up mud from the outside or something. A
Hmm.
little bit there. It's smudged. Whatever prints were there aren't there anymore.
Hmm.
Does he find a hair from one of the dolls so that we know the exact color?
No. They said it's white colored hair.
Okay.
Very popular here in the north.
Okay.
Like you don't there's people all over the place with like silver woven into their hair, and they're like, yeah, it's totally cool.
I think we should bring back some of the crew and investigate this. Maybe talk to the manager. Maybe I should go talk to the manager. I'm just gonna, or not the manager, the owner. Can I just be like, kind of sitting over by the owner, and be like, "Oh, dear, I heard something happen here. Are you okay?" You're trying to lay on the sweet, thick, you know, curious, grandma, anti-world traveler who's coming up to here.
Okay, roll a performance check.
And that's going
You
to
are performing.
and that's going to be plus 5, 6. Wait, math. 18.
18. The guy looks at you and like forces a smile on his face. I was like, "Oh, yes, customer. Hi. Oh no, there's nothing wrong. Um, just some stuff went missing. That's all. We weren't robbed.
Okay. I know he was, so.
Nothing to worry about. Make sure you a new selection of Beanie Babies over there in the corner, and they're all the rage, sure to appreciate over time.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
of course, of course. And I'm just gonna keep an eye on this, and I'm like, I don't know. I think we have to come back later with a little. And then I messaged to Squeak, and I'm like, I think we should come back, towards closing and talk to him one on one. I don't think he'll talk to us now, and I don't want to get too much heat on this right now.
You think he's just a curmudgeon, and why does he own a little child's doll shop? You don't know, but he does, and he probably bought it off of someone because he didn't start it.
As someone who likes squishy things, I can understand why they might want a doll shop. But anyway, I turned to Squeak. Squeak, do you want me to do anything else today?
Um,
I still have a bar of gold in my bag, but I'm hesitant to unload that still. I think that'll kind of flood this market a little bit.
yeah.
Maybe we just hang on to the gold till the next city. It's just sitting in the bottom of the bag of holding right now.
Right. I almost wonder if we should mint out the gold or something weird like that to make it not gold bars, but I don't know. That's a
Well,
thought.
it's not like we have 20 bars with us.
Right. I mean, that's a thought for the future.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to look around at different shops and stuff around here to see if there's anything interesting.
Now, whose face are you putting on these new minted coins? And what are you calling them? Are you calling them squeakums?
Squeakers, yes.
What?
King Squeak of the 10 towns. Yeah.
King Squeak of the 11th dimension.
Of the 11 town.
The 11th plane of existence is the King Squeak dimension.
Okay, so Ilvoth and who else? Oh yeah, Ilvoth, were you with anyone else in that jewelry store where you sold your stuff? Oh, you're muted. I can't hear you.
I think I was there because Ilvoth
Oh, were you?
was
Okay.
jewelry to
All right, Ilvoth and Sydney. You guys are being heavily encouraged to go and eat at Bannerock's Mineral Pit. Or Mithril Pot. Not Mineral Pit, Mithril Pot. Which is the bee's knees in gastronomical nations in the entire region.
I'm sorely tempted to accept. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I would say
No,
I'm a
I mean-
little nervous only because I've overheard Ilvoth mention.
Isn't like they'll pay for it, just because they also kind of want to probe you about where the hell you got this awesome stuff from.
Yeah.
I mean that's part of it, but
What do you think,
the
Ilvoth? Dinner?
all right, so
Sure.
there is as you go there, and this is more like I'd say like you want to do dinner there. I was thinking more like a late lunch dinner, but
Oh yeah.
that's fine. All right, whenever you go down there and you are offered certain food, and you're given a menu, and on this linen stretched light board, you see the first course you can get is pan-fried knucklehead. Then that's the cheaper option. Then there's the knuckle sandwich. Pulled and preserved knucklehead trout served between two slices of bread. There's smoked knucklehead chowder, smoked knucklehead trout in thick stew of scallions, garlic, herb, and potatoes. Further down the list, there is crackle leaf crusted trout, knucklehead trout coated in crackle leaf, an herb that grows along the lakes of the 10 towns and provides meat a salty, spicy tang, and is served in a hot pan. there is sashimi. So there is a series of like or sashimi or ceviche or whatever you want to call it, which is just uncooked fish and then thin little slices on wild rice. There's also rumbleberry oysters, which are baked oysters served with sautéed onion and spinach. A radish salad that you can also have. Mushrooms with a berry vinaigrette. There's fried spiced hare, pan-fried rock hare, sprinkled with cracker leaf.
I will
flavor.
have whatever people like the most.
Yeah, there's so much. I found a list of food from the region, and I kind of want to use it.
This is a coastal town, so I think like I better go for the oysters.
Oh yeah, okay. The rumbleberry oysters.
Yes.
Are Vigil and Tony eventually going to get there as well?
I think we're kind
If
of
they're
out
not-
of the market, kind of doing our own thing. So,
Okay.
if Sydney and Ilva like, or Andromeda's with you though, isn't she?
Mm.
Yeah. What is she doing? Oh, she's
She might still be in the hotel, just kind of.
We're sending her a bunch of back on like how to human a little bit in this world.
right. She's like figuring out how to human, and then they're like, she's like, "What is this?" And they're like, they prepare her a bubble bath, and she's like, "What am I supposed to do with it?"
Right, and I'm kind of imagining her like actually just wandering around town in complete like disbelief. Like, what is this? Oh, this is so neat.
I feel like I also need to now come back with something for Robit so that we can obviously cover up the very inhuman familiar.
Oh yeah, jeez,
Like
I
a
forgot
dog
about
costume, like Grr.
Yes!
Yay!
Well, Robot is kind of like a floating basketball, so I mean, I don't know how you.
I bring back a very
Like a balloon.
fat. Yeah, it's a balloon. I was gonna say bring back a very fat owl costume so that Robit can kind of sit on her shoulders and look like a very basketball shaped owl.
Okay, well, George and his sales guy, they really want to know. They want you to tell them all about where you found this jewelry, and what it was like, and what the ruins looked like, and they want all the
yes.
scuttlebutt.
Some ruins, quite a ways from here, actually being kept by a dragon, which was a bit of a complication.
Was
I'm
it a
just
white
lying.
dragon?
Actually, no. It was an ancient red dragon. It took 20 men to fell it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll deception. I mean, you're kind of deceiving. The 20 men thing, definitely deception.
Yeah. Well, the best lies are part truth, right?
Yeah, it's part truth, but still doesn't make it true.
It took an act of God.
Well, see, this is the stuff that we found in the Iron Caves. So I'm just like, yeah, no, we didn't find it there. We found it somewhere else. 18, 19, 20, 20.
Okay, you get over an 18. That's pretty good. And so, yeah, they believe you. Very much like, oh, wow. And you notice like the tables around you stops talking as you start telling your story too, as in everybody's listening to you as well, and like, wow, that's really something. Once you stop talking, it's everybody's like, why aren't you going to keep going? I mean, is that it? That's the end? Really? Oh man.
Unfortunately, in
keep
real
going.
life, most stories don't have very climactic endings.
Oh.
Just the thing happens, and now we're here.
Yeah. So everybody now is going to know who you are, which is really great. I mean, comes right. Another person walks over from the other end of the restaurant, and it's like, yes, my name is gosh, lost my list of names, which is not my list. I created a specific NPC list of names, and I've lost the list somehow,
Oh,
and I'm really upset about it. But c'est la vie, I suppose. Um, Somebody walks over. He's a noble. He wants to. Um, he wants you to, because so you can tell more stories, basically.
Mm,
like we're getting in a little deep here.
that
What? No.
that sounds absolutely lovely, honestly. But I'm staying in town with some friends, and if I take too long, they'll probably be worried about me. So
Well, they're very disappointed, but they respect you, so that's fine. You are both given a little saucer of ice cream jelly, which is a frozen. It's kind of like a flavored crushed ice with jelly made from local flour. It's kind of like it tastes like elderflower.
oh, this sounds
Really,
bomb.
really exquisite food. This is the best food you've had in a long time.
Dominic in real life is a really big fan of eating things that taste like flowers. So
Nice.
Yeah,
yeah,
that would be the thing.
Did I just have? Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
that was-
understand it, but maybe that's just my taste. I'm like, I
not everybody
sometimes
likes it. It's like licorice.
No, like I don't. I really dislike stuff that tastes like rose, but I really like stuff that tastes like elderflower. I don't know why. They're both flowers, but there's such a
They
big
are
taste
quite
difference.
different.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the one I like to cook with the most because it's a big hit is lavender, and I think the reason lavender is so good
Mm.
to cook with is because it tastes more
Have
like a
you
spice than a flower.
have you ever used lavender paste?
No, just the flowers.
Oh, I will.
Oh no.
The only place I know that sells that is at Woodman's, uh, and you should go there and get some. It's delicious. You can make ice cream with it. I've made lavender ice cream with it.
Oh, that sounds bomb.
Digress.
Yes.
Um, you were
Yeah,
let go.
Ilvoth's weakness for
Upon
attention is strikes again.
Yes, I'm totally not catering to that. The Upon leaving the restaurant, you do overhear. Wait, well, hold on. What's your passive perception?
I think it's 10.
That's not very good. What's your passive perception, Sydney?
My perception.
You are not quite as taken with all the adulation of the people around you, and with that, you are able to notice that some of the staff is having kind of a um, like a little fit, and there's a manager yelling at people. It's like, what do you mean the silverware's gone? That's the worst. How are we all gonna give them teaspoons? That's the most ridiculous thing ever. Why would they steal the forks?
So more relatively worthless things missing.
Hmm.
Another batch of strange things missing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure in
The
this situation.
the wait staff kind of disperses eventually, and it's like they try and find forks somewhere else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's again, weird stuff's gone.
Okay.
The Eventually you're done there, and it's nearing about sunset is coming pretty soon. And what do you guys want to do? Or the rest of the party? What do you guys do in the meantime?
I think while Squeak and Vigil are kind of investigating the market, I send my bird to go find. I write a little quick message to Ilvoth and Sydney, and I tell my bird to go find them. And if you can't find them, take this to Andromeda. And I just kind of write in a quick, quick little sheet of paper in God, what language? In some language that I know is not like popular, but I know we all speak. Like maybe like something. I don't know. I'll pick a language later. Or maybe it's just common and it's like really weird shorthand that only us would understand.
No, it would just be emojis.
Yes, it's just emojis.
I mean, if
I
it's
draw
an
all the emojis.
undercommon, I think you and
Yeah,
I.
it could be undercommon. Yeah, you speak undercommon, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay. I write an undercommon because not many people speak it. And I write to you, hey, Squeak and I are in the market. There's some weird happenings here, and I don't want to get too specific. Send back when either where you are or where you want to meet.
All right. Well, I would just send back like back at the hotel ?
Yes. And then I'll like I guess after Squeak and I finish up with the market, we'll find you there, before dinner time.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah, I wanted to look around the market to see if there was. Well, one thing I'm really looking for is to see if there's any other weird space stuff or stuff from like somebody may have gone to the ship or something.
you don't find any other space stuff now.
Okay.
It seems like you are one of the few that's made it out of there. It's one of those things. Is once you're in, and you can't really leave the whole thing, and nobody makes it through the whole thing.
Mm.
Yeah, the shopkeepers didn't really seem to recognize the metal, so I would imagine they haven't seen it before.
Right.
No. But any space stuff that you sell here is definitely going to be available to any future adventurers fighting against the Snow Queen or something. Works that way. What is your passive insight, Squeak?
I have a +7 insight, so 17, right?
Okay. You notice that there are in this market there are set stalls, and there is there's one stall that is not occupied, and the stall that's next to that one, you see it's a younger fellow, and he seems very uncomfortable.
Hey, what's going on, friend?
I'm just selling my wares. I would you like some pickled herring? It's pretty good this time of year.
Yeah, sure. I'll
All right,
take
he'll
take one for
prepare you
me
an
and one for
earthenware
my
jar.
friend over there.
He'll prepare you 2 earthenware jars with pickled herring. He's got several different flavors. He's got onion, and then he also has a couple herbs.
Oh, we'll get one of each.
Any preferences?
Yeah, one of each.
That'll cost you 1 silver for both.
Okay.
And
So-
having had pickled herring personally, it's not bad. It's actually pretty good.
I imagine a mouse folk would kind
Maybe
of
it's just
like
because I'm Dutch. I don't
just
know.
about anything, like pickled herring or anything. So
Yeah.
I've eaten some weird shellfish and seafood in my life, so I'm totally okay with trying some weird things.
I really do raw herring that's freshly caught with onions. That's just about as good as it gets.
is it good? Is this
yeah.
pickled herring really good?
The herring you bought? Yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Then
It's not bad or anything.
I'll get extra jars of herring for everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Local delicacy.
Yeah.
Should we see if
Um,
they've had some issues with thieves?
Yeah, that was my thought.
Um,
So what's going on with the empty
Well,
space by you?
I don't know. It's it's ran by a local salesman. I've worked going on 3 years now, and well, he is pretty much the main scrimshaw salesman here in this market, and if he didn't show this morning, and I don't know. I'm hoping he's okay.
Oh, okay. Is that what you? I
Yeah.
mean, maybe he's just sick or something, or is there something else you're worried about?
Yeah, it could. Well, he's one of those guys that shows up if he's sick. Like everybody will tell him to go home. You're sick, but he'll still show up. So I hope he's really okay. I kind of worried about him, to be honest. And yeah, it's um, yeah. Uh, his name is Engbert, and oh, uh, I mean, would it be too much to ask if you look in on him, and let me know if he's okay and if he needs help, or maybe he's like broken a hip or something. I don't know.
Sure, we could go check in on him.
Okay. I mean, here, and he hands you like an extra jar of pickled herring. He's like, I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Make sure to ask where he lives.
Yeah, he will tell you. It's it's a little bit on the end of town, um, but it's it's easy to find.
Do you think he has knows of any of the rumors about, people getting stuff stolen?
I haven't no I haven't heard of that. Uh, I haven't had anything stolen. Uh, but wait, is that what's going on? Are people being robbed?
Um, some minor reported cases.
Like he pushes his pickled herring like further away from the edge, so it's harder to reach them.
Yeah, it's I mean, not major, but unusual, and it's giving my
Okay.
friend and I just some hesitation.
While Vigil is talking to him, I rolled I have a +9 sleight of hand, so I rolled a 21 to put all the jars of pickle herring into Vigil's bag of holding.
Okay. Yeah, there's not a lot of pickled herring in her bag.
You do this so fast, I don't even notice.
Have you tried any yet? Are you snacking on any? It's good.
Well-
The
Isn't that one of the weird things that you eat, Brent? Like in real life?
Oh yeah, I love cream the stuff in the white sauce. Yeah, it's great.
oh yeah,
So good. Although I also eat cannibal sandwiches. I mean, Wisconsin.
what's that?
That's
What's cannibal sandwich?
that's it's ground chuck, raw ground chuck on rye bread with some onions and salt.
Oh, ew, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know. I can relate, kind of, but not chuck. It's too coarse.
It's always the holiday thing between like Christmas and New Year's. I've never gotten sick from it. I've done it since.
No, you wouldn't get sick from that. No, it's just
You could.
You could from the raw meat theoretically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Best weird thing I've eaten. Goat brain.
Have you? I wonder if that's a thing here. I used to have that a lot in Holland. It's filet américain.
I don't know what that is. If there's an English version of it, like what's the English name for it?
Oh. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, I can relate to cannibal sandwich. Do you guys meet up at the market and head down for this guy's house?
We're gonna meet back at the hotel
Oh,
because I sent
yeah.
a message. So we're
Okay.
gonna regroup there to figure out because Ilvoth and I don't know that this is wider spread yet. So, or not Ilvoth and I, Squeak and I don't know that it's wider spread yet.
Did I actually have time to stop and pick up my armor, or are we going to do that on the next day?
No, just I mean, you can.
Oh, you could do that.
It's funny because that place on the armor is actually near the outskirts is where you're going, so you can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
I
stop
would
by
like
there
to
if you want.
snag that on the way before something goes horribly wrong.
You might have to hurry up though, because it is already getting dark.
Real quick, it's 10 o'clock. Do we want to pause here and say we got all of our shopping done? We regroup at the hotel.
I would
We find
say.
Aunt Trump in the bathtub.
I would say play for 15 more minutes, and then you
Okay.
leave off at a cliffhanger.
Okay.
Great.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
I am timing things
Yeah.
typically in a session.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm
I'm just
not one of
keeping
those
track of time.
DMs that
I'm
just
like-
expects their players to play until midnight or 1 o'clock.
Good.
I'm not one of those
No,
DMs.
I get that. Sometimes I
Those
just
that
get
do
into it and I'm
those
like, I don't know
things.
what time it is. Yeah, no, that's no problem. Just sometimes I'm like,
Okay. All right, you pick up your armor. It's fantastic armor. The guy has, just looking at you, adjusted the armor to your size, and as he helps you put it on, it fits perfectly.
Nice.
It's a very unique armor. It's very dwarven. Any dwarf is going to love that you're wearing this. It's kind of like sporting a team logo. The finish on it is very smooth. It's not shiny, but it's like silky smooth,
Nice.
and
Finish.
it kind of like a copper gold satin feel to it, to the exterior, and it's just really hard. You can't scratch it if you want to. Really good stuff. It's it's not quite adamantium or anything, but it's pretty close.
Those are just standard plate for the.
Yeah, it's
Finish.
steel. It's fancy. I would say it's fancy
but
plate. It's fancy plate.
Gotcha.
Advantage on persuasion checks with dwarves or something. If you're wearing it, because they are going to be envious of you.
Yes. Wonderful. Thank you.
You get to the house of Engbert, and it's a very simple house. You see, outside of it, there's a lot of drying racks for scrimshaw. And for those of you that are wondering, scrimshaw is fishbone, and it is the fishbone that they get here from the fish isn't. It's fairly special, as in it's rather beautiful, and it's carved into patterns. And it seems that Engbert is a scrimshaw carver. And he's apparently very good at it. And so you see that there is lots of scrimshaw, and it's on drying racks, waiting and curing for it to harden. Lots of scrimshaw filings on the outside, where he would probably work on this with the light. You go over to his house, and his front door, you notice, is open on a little bit open on a crack, and some of the snow has blown in on the inside.
Something fishy going on.
Is there any tracks?
No, there is no tracks. There's a light breeze, and it seems to just wash away everything.
I'm sorry. For as far as the weather, it's snowing right now.
No, it's like
Okay. So,
because it doesn't get below freezing. The snow that exists doesn't melt. Right here in Wisconsin, we have that problem of it's snowing, then becoming warm, then snowing, and then becoming warm, to where you have several layers of fuck you ice.
Yeah.
Yes.
That doesn't happen here. The snow can get compacted, but it still remains powdery, and so that's very much like what the Arctic is like.
So if the snow is sort of blowing into the door's been open for a little while now. It's not like the door just.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
So people don't leave their doors open here because that's just stupid. Um, you can tell that the snow has blown a little bit. Who does what?
Vibe check.
There's no lights on inside, so you can tell.
So it's shadowy?
It's starting to get a little dark. It is shadowy inside, you would imagine, Squeak, just so you know.
All right. Can I shadow step in and stealth?
You can do that. Yeah.
Give it a check.
You very quietly whoosh on the inside. Your cat is adorable, by the way.
Baby.
I got a 25 for stealth, by the way.
Oh, yeah. You are the knight. The squeaky floors don't even squeak. You're
I
that
know who
stealthy.
their master is.
Well, then Squeak is going to take
Squeak is... You have outsqueaked the squeaky floors. You don't see anything. I mean, there is a very pale light coming in through the icy windows. It's just enough to kind of like get the bearing of yourself in the room, not enough to see any detail. All right, so you don't see anything ready to lunge out at you either.
I turn to Ilvoth and I say, "Hey, Ilvoth, can I borrow a dagger of yours for a second?"
Sure. I hand you my +1 dagger. Like, don't lose it.
The light cantrip on it. I hand it back to him. Got a little light in there.
I can cast dancing lights.
Well, I figured we'd throw it, but if it's your +1, I don't want to throw it.
Oh, look, he's casting dancing lights right now. He was keyboard.
Oh, yeah.
Wing.
It
Oh wow,
actually
that's
quite
awesome.
cheap, and it just looks cool. But
I love it.
thank
It
you.
looks cool. Okay.
All right, Squeak.
I have a backlit one too, and it's not nearly as cool.
Squeak is going to take a cursory glance to make sure everything's like there's no danger, and then which I think you said there wasn't.
Yeah, you don't see anything moving or big scary monster around a corner. You're not getting that vibe here.
All right.
Instead, I'll take a copper piece that I have because I have so many copper pieces. I don't know why, and I cast the light cantrip on it so that we have something to throw.
All right.
It's completely covered in my hand for now.
Squeak is going to go open the door
and building with the door open.
Mm-hmm.
And you Ilvoth's light cantrip kind of floods in the room. You guys can see a little bit better. You see that there is already quite a bit of snow blown in, and there's little snow starting to gather in the corners and off the hallway and the inside. The inside, it opens up into like a T, so it's the door, you go in, and there's a hallway, and then the T intersects with rooms on either side. That there is signs of like stuff being knocked over. There is a little end table that's knocked over, and there's a pot that was on there that was broken with some which you assume was at some point tastefully arranged scrimshaw. It's sprawled all over the place. So there's definitely a sign of something having happened here.
Shenanigans. Are there any footprints, any sign of where people might have gone, anything like that?
It's a lived-in house, and so there isn't going to be like a layer of dust to leave footprints in.
There's no like tracks in the snow that have blown in or anything like that.
No, the snow would have been blown in afterwards, after the door was left open.
That's fair.
Yeah. You notice that there is a door that's broken into that is off its hinges, leading into the the dining room.
I kind of
There's also
I kind of peek around the corner and look at the dining room.
okay. You look inside and you see a dog that's like about to jump at you.
I go back around the corner.
Okay. The dog does not end up jumping it. So you dodge around a corner
Yeah.
and you're waiting for the dog to jump at you, but it's not jumping at you.
Who likes dogs?
I have no
Really?
wisdom,
Yes.
and therefore probably not.
Somebody
Animal.
somebody else should take a look at the dog around the corner.
I have +4 to wisdom, so I have +4 to animal handling. What about you, Squeak? Do you have more animal handling than I do?
Well, yeah, I do. +3, I don't know. So I don't have
Especially if it's not
+4.
a
So
real
you're
dog.
greater.
So where'd you say the dog was?
Around the corner in the dining room.
It's in the dining room.
I take that coin that I've been holding tight in my hand, and I'm going to toss it where Sydney says the dog is.
Okay. Would you go in there and look at it? Or you just toss it in there?
I'm not going to look in right away. I'm just going to throw the coin first.
All right. You hear the coin
And then
clatter
I'm
on the ground as it click, 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 and you see the dancing of the shadows that it's creating, which you're assuming are the legs of chairs or something.
I don't see a dog shadow in that room.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't see a dog shadow, but I mean, it's just casting light, right? So you're around a corner, you're not looking in the room for some reason, and so you're just seeing the light playing against the wall.
Yeah.
But there is no barking, there is no dog jumping anywhere.
I don't trust this.
All right, I look back around the corner again.
It's
Can I
still
use
there, ready to jump at you.
Is it looking at me or is it moving at all?
Yeah, it's looking. It looks like it wants to tear your throat out.
Okay.
But hold on, you take a second and you're like, it's not moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not moving at all.
Okay. I come all the way around the corner and I slowly come up to it, just outside of arm's reach.
Right.
Can I tell anything else?
With Demetra's coin, you can it illuminates the dog very well. You can clearly see that it's completely frozen in place. It's just mid jump. It's like halfway stuck to a chair, and it's just stuck there. It's not completely covered in ice. It's not very tacky like Mr. Freeze, but it looks, it's probably not alive anymore, but it's very much frozen where it is.
Was alive. Oh no, we got a dead dog. Dead frozen dog over here.
Okay.
Does it look like it was?
Grab my coin.
Does it look like it was barking or angry at something, or maybe in a fight?
Well, it looks like it was lunging at something.
Like it was frozen in time.
Okay.
Yeah, it has a collar on, so it seems to be a domesticated dog. In a corner of the dining room, you see a dog bowl that says Wolfie on it.
Oh, Wolfie.
Yeah.
Well, ex-Wolfie now, I guess.
Can I, if I try to follow the dog's eye line, do I see anything?
Yeah, it would be looking right at where you were as you break in a door.
Oh.
Which is what looks like it would happen.
Alright, this is dumb and maybe a little bit far-fetched. But could I do an Arcana check on...
On a dag?
Yeah.
Can I assist on that?
I mean, without an Arcana check, you realize it's very plausible with the right magic to flash freeze a dog in mid jump. It would be pretty impressive. I mean, not all cold damage does that. all. Right tools. Anybody want to do investigation check on the room?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll do an investigate.
You, whoever's doing the Sherlock Holmesing around,
I
you
think
notice that in the room as well, there is a couple overturned chairs, some.
When you said investigate, I rolled and got a nat 20.
Okay. You'll see some. All right, I'll give you everything that you can tell from the nat 20. You see that there was a struggle there. You see that there is underneath the dresser, there is a boot, a full-size men's boot, strewn underneath underneath one of the pieces of furniture where you keep like dining plates in. There is a scrimshaw knife embedded into the wood floor, and there's also, but it's kind of like you can. It's kind of on an angle and it's kind of sticking out, but you saw it was really dug in there, and it seems like somebody dug this small scrimshaw carving knife into the floor, and it was pulled so hard that it was, it just let go, and then it was let loose. So somebody used it to prevent themselves from being dragged away. Other than that, you don't see any footprints. There is no like blasts of frozen else. It's fairly it's a fairly clean crime scene with your nat 20. You don't get any clues off of it really. Just that and that he probably is one boot short, which isn't great in the frozen north.
You can make it. Come on by and we'll have a glass of wine. Absolutely.
The what?
I don't know what that was.
I heard something and then it faded away.
So the guy's been was dragged away. You know, this was
Mhm.
not a calm event. I want to, so I can figure out which way he was dragged by the knife. Was he dragged deeper into the house?
Well,
or-
with a 20, it gives you also a little bit insight. It's that whoever was there, whoever the dog was protecting, was and after the dog was frozen, then drug the person who lost the boot out of here, and the person didn't want to do it, and then used the knife to prevent himself from being dragged away, but it wasn't enough, and he scratched his floor, dragged away.
Okay. Something's of people. Okay.
Squeak is just there eating pickled herring. He's like, "Yep."
I look at him and I'm like, wait, how much of this did you buy?
oh no, it's the bacon all over again.
Yeah.
He didn't buy the bacon. He just stole it.
Oh no.
I start handing
Stone
out
bacon.
pickled herring bottles to everybody.
How much did you buy?
How much did you buy?
Like one of each for everybody. So one onion.
These are like ceramic ball jars, so
Yeah.
not huge, but they're it's yeah.
I look at you
One
reaching
jar
in
is
my
a
bag of
good-
holding,
good
and I'm like,
lunch
why is
for
there
two
more in
people?
there?
I hand you a jar and say, "Here, have some."
Yeah. You get a jar with crackle leaf spice in it.
Ooh, fun.
Or crackle leaf herb, I should say.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the stuff
Dominic,
that you guys had.
Yeah, Dominic thinks it's fun. I don't know that Ilvalth would know what to do with it. He's like, dried plants. That's food.
I mean, you are a poisoner, so
That's true. I know a little bit, I guess.
you took the same chemistry class as a herbalist year 1, and then like after that, it's like, well, you're gonna learn how to kill people, and they're gonna learn how to cure people.
You look around. Also, with your 20, you also notice that all the windows in the dining room. There's like 3 windows. They're all open on like a crack, as they were like opened like as a cursory thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to go over to one of the windows and see if I can. Are there any like fingerprints on the windows, or does it look like?
No, but it somebody did take the time to unlatch the window and then use the little and then to open it and then pin it where it is, and
Okay.
obviously insane because it's not summer.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Are there tracks outside the window?
No. The windows are not open enough to fit through, really. But that's where we'll leave it for the night, as you guys are standing there in that
I'm trying to
cold
figure out now what to do
dining
next.
room with like a grandfather clock ticking away in another room, very solemnly.
I'm
And it
going
was
to.
like, yes, welcome to East Haven.
I'm circling the spot on the map and being like question mark. Something's afoot here.
Mhm.
Okay. Thanks for letting me play. I'm gonna mull over this and
No
figure
problem.
out what's the next step.
Okay.
I'll come back next week in my 6 seconds. In game 6 seconds. Next week it'll be 6 days.
All right.
And then I
Hey,
went
it's been
ahead
really
and
fun
moved.
that you guys wanted to play today. I missed you last week.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I was
It's all
absolutely
right.
exhausted, and I was at lab until like legitimately 6:15. And when I finally got done, I literally went to go eat, and then I went home and crashed in my bed.
I was pretty
Yeah.
much.
No, I
Yeah.
think we've all been there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Nick, before we go, I just want to show you what Jackie got me. For my
What
birthday.
did he get you? What is that?
It's a sticker represents Obama turned my frogs gay with his chemtrails.
Oh, okay.
It's the gay frogs.
Gay
The
frog.
water from the gay.
I got the T-shirt too.
Nice.
Okay.
It was a good birthday.
That's cool.
I don't have any fun aside from my fluffies today. Hello, dog. Hi. I don't have anything fun to share anymore.
All right.